the final core member of this epic roster. He has never backed down from a challenge. He has answered Cadian's calls, always with no fear in his eyes. And as long as he believes, you better apprehend that there's still hope. Make some noise for Heroic! Heroic's story is one that many teams envy, but they still want to lift that major trophy. And for them, they have not fallen to an underdog just yet. But could it now be the time? These games have been tough for many of the teams. These games have shown us that the experience only matters on the day. Exist, Ash, they're joining me on the stage. And Ash, this is your toughest challenge yet by far. How did you get the guys ready for this? How did you prepare for this kind of a game?
Parlez-vous français?
Uh-oh. No, you're English, mate. You can talk to me. Yeah.
Well, I guess these guys are probably the hardest team out of anyone we've ever prepared for it. So I think it's kind of testament the way they play that they're clearly really good at what they do. And it's going to be a tough one for sure.
And how do you plan to get under their skin? How do you plan to throw them off? They don't get upset, it seems.
Well, we'll give it our best. We've got our own game plan. We'll just try to stick to it, and hopefully it's enough.
And how proud are you just of your team so far, to be on this stage, to be so many inexperienced players who've been able to deliver in such a big way?
Oh, I'm unbelievably proud. It's just amazing the things we've done. We believe in ourselves, and hopefully this isn't the end of the road for us, and we just want to keep going. One game at a time, we're going to give it everything we've got.
That's what it's all about. Now, Exist, underdogs have had a lot of success so far at this major, but you guys, you've not fallen to them. You've done very well when it comes to it. Why is it for Heroic that you can do that?
Well, I mean, I think like this like Tier 1 CS, you need to be very careful with that. I think there's only a few Tier 1 teams, a few elite teams out there right now. So, but I mean, Game Legion and Apex, for example, they're they're really good teams, and they're on an upswing lately, so looking forward to it.
And when you've been preparing for Game Legion, what have you noticed that's different to some of the elite teams you're usually facing?
I mean, that's the thing. We don't really prepare any different from if we would play like Navi or FaZe, right? It's still a very good team, and we do as we normally do, and that's it.
But is there much difference in Game Legion compared to the other best teams you normally face?
I would say like the biggest difference is that we're not used to playing them that much. If we play like FaZe, we already have a game plan, right?
Yeah.
Now it requires, maybe we need to watch a little bit extra, you know, because we don't play them on a regular basis. But I would say like in-game stuff, it's mostly the same. I'd say most teams play very similarly.
Okay, well, let's see how it goes. Guys, shake hands, take your position. It's time for our opening semi-final matchup. Exist seems to think he has the answers. They seem to think they've got the plan. But Game Legion, they've been doing it time and time again, and they certainly have this crowd on their side. Guys, one last time before we go into this game, make some noise!
David versus Goliath, the Titans versus the underdog. But turns out the French connection of Kios Jacob makes him the only hero in this arena. Beautiful scenes in that intro.
I think by Vitality, they get it. The Hive, they get it. You know, they want to make sure that Heroic is getting a tough game. They want to make sure that Heroic is being put under a lot of pressure. And if there's some way, somehow, that they can contribute to Gamer Legion taking down Heroic before they potentially meet Vitality in a final, I think they'll do everything they can in the crowd in order to intimidate Cadian and the boys. I will say, though, that the way Cadian and Heroic conducted themselves in Brazil at the IM Rio semi-final against Furia, that's probably 10 times what they're experiencing today, so I doubt it'll have any effect whatsoever.
They're literally the villains anywhere that they go. They're used to receiving booze. You could just see Cadian lapping it on up. He's like, come on, boys, give it up.
They thrive with that. You know, they use that as fuel. They use it as energy.
Yeah, it's become a villain arc for Cadian there. It's a villain era that they have instilled. And really, what happened at Rio, I think that Cadian tried playing the crowd over a little bit. You know, he brought the Brazilian flag out, and they were like, nah, we see right through that, Cadian. And so he doesn't even go for it, doesn't try to actually pander to the French crowd. Said in an HLTV interview, he said, we're just going to play and we're just going to win. So that's what I expect here today.
And that's exactly what they have been doing so far in pretty much every playoffs we see them gracing throughout 2023. 2023. I love that we got to hear a few words from Exist, because we were chatting to Get Right just yesterday up here on the desk. We were talking about, you know, the emotional scenes of NIP lifting their first and only major trophy. Exist was right on beside him, Jacob. It will be an incredible feat to see him lifting a trophy for first time as a coach.
That would be incredible. I think when they first brought in Exist, we were all questioning what can Exist add to this heroic squad. I think the reason why he was brought in is that he's very calm. He's never been outspoken in that regard. He's never been a guy that, you know, walks into a stage and takes over the show. You gotta have the spotlight on Cadian, and I think Cadian loved that. I think he loves the fact that he have a calm coach behind him that sometimes can help him to just calm down a little bit. And I think the value Exist has brought to Heroic cannot go underrated.
Sometimes all it takes really with a coach is just bringing someone with a championship pedigree, and the fact that Exist was part of that legendary 82-0 squad with NIP, and the fact that he has won his own major title, can be the second coach who has won a major title both as a player and as a coach, following in the footsteps of Devilwalk. You know that Exist is going to be gunning for it, but I think that really the brain of the operation is still Cadian for Heroic.
And that's where it becomes really interesting to compare and contrast both of these teams. Obviously, we've had the conversation, you know, about Shui really showing up, some incredible T-side calling, particularly on their hometown map of Overpass. Won't be seeing it in this series, you know, rightfully so for Heroic to be banning that one out. And it's going to be interesting to see if Shui can bring it up to the big guns, because this is an intimidating, very proactive team to be facing on the server.
This is without a doubt the biggest game Gamer Legion perhaps will ever play in their career.
Yeah.
That's a fact we have to acknowledge. It's not given that they're ever going to make it to a major semifinal again, whether that's in CSGO or in CS2 or wherever they're going to end up. This could be the one chance they have at making a dent into it. There could be the one chance they have at making one of the biggest upsets ever, which would be Gamer Legion going into the grand final of a major. Shui as a rifler, he's aggressive, he's proactive. I like the way he's playing. I like the way he's productive on the server. So yes, I think he stands a chance of actually giving it up and putting up a fight against Cadian.
The way I would pit them against each other is that Shuhei, to me, has risen up to be the best in-game leader that is in Tier 2. But Cadian is the best in-game leader in Tier 1, and then therefore you would say he's the best in-game leader in the world. Shuhei has shown such promise, such ability. They have still the best 4v5 win percentage at the major, and they are rookies to this stage of the major. They have played the challenger stage. It didn't go well for them at Rio, but they have learned from that. They have built, they have worked through that online meat grinder, and they have shown that you can sharpen any single team to become world-class through that rigor.
And it's kind of crazy, you know, obviously we saw them gracing the stage just yesterday in that game versus Monty. I love that we got to see them, you know, potentially shaking off any nerves that might be there, considering for most of them this is the first time that they ever made it to a major playoffs. And we saw mmmra really shining bright. Going to be an interesting comparison between him and Stan coming into this one to see who is the real star in the server.
The two riflers, the two difference makers on each their team. mmmra, the way he was playing yesterday was absolutely fantastic. If he can just be half as good against Heroic on the stage today, that could be a very interesting matchup. I think the key for me when you look towards Gamer Legion today compared to yesterday is that there is no expectations whatsoever. The fact that they are in the semifinal already is a victory in itself, and no one, absolutely no one expects them to beat Heroic, let alone take a map from Heroic. So today in this game, they can go in and they can play free, and I know it's a cheesy card to play, but sometimes that elevates teams of the caliber of Gamer Legion.
And sometimes it actually just puts the pressure onto Heroic. We've seen Heroic crumble only a few times this year, losing to G2, Vitality, Na'Vi in big games, but really, we've already talked about the fact that they don't really lose to underdogs, but this is a game that's just so obviously handed to them on a silver platter. They should be looking at Ancient and saying, we cornered them in this veto. We pushed them to a map that they haven't picked in a first phase for at least 3 weeks. They haven't picked it at least in the majors at all, and so for Heroic, the prep has paid off for them. They're looking like this is a matchup that should really just elevate them to that grand finals where they will eventually meet a likely Vitality.
And that's where I really trust Heroic coming into this one. We can hear teams saying, yeah, we're going to be playing our own game, we're not underestimating our opponents, but Heroic show that time and time again. They respect any opposition they're playing, and we know they will have been putting in the prep work coming into this one.
I spoke to the performance coach earlier today, about how they prepared for it, and he said we do it like we always do it against everyone. It doesn't matter if it's Vitality, it doesn't matter if it's Gamer Legion, doesn't matter if they're playing Complexity or someone from NA who sucks. Heroic will always prepare the same for every single team, and they'll always give them the respect that I think Gamer Legion so far have deserved and demanded in this tournament. The way they've been playing, if Heroic is not respecting that, that's the first mistake.
There's even though Exist didn't really talk about specific prep for Gamer Legion, they already beat him in the veto. Like, I mean, you're showing it right there. You can't really sandbag that kind of comment when you're actually already defeating them at that stage. So.
Maui, we spoke about Ancient already. You were saying, you know, Gamer Legion were certainly going to be cornered in this veto. Why do you think Heroic, you know, could potentially have the upper hand coming into this one? Is there anything Gamer Legion might have been looking at saying, hey, we could potentially take advantage of this?
Well, I think that really any map that isn't Overpass, Shuhei just has a little bit more difficulty calling on. I think that's something that has been really drilled for him in Gamer Legion. I will say that one thing that I've loved about Gamer Legion is that I think that their nade usage, along with Apex's on the other side of that other semifinal, I think it's actually a step ahead of some of the Tier 1 teams. And so even though I've got Heroic as very strong favorites here on map number 1, there are these little bits of efficiency that I think that Gamer Legion are exhibiting and using to their advantage, where some of the Tier 1 teams are maybe throwing an extra nade early in a round. They're sometimes going for a spam that's maybe a little bit outdated by Tier 2 metrics. And a lot of teams right now are looking at this major, they're seeing a team like Gamer Legion, and they're saying, we're doing things better. We're doing things better than Tier 1 teams. It's just that we don't have the personnel to actually get us there. And Gamer Legion, they've shown now that they actually do have some of the personnel that have stepped up. Ima, Kioz, Acor, all of them looking like they are in career form right now. And so even though, on paper, the players are so much better for Heroic, Gamer Legion is punching up right now, and they're doing it with potentially a better tactical structure behind them.
I can't say anything against that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm struggling to find an argument as to why Gamer Legion should win this game.
Yeah.
You know, the way they've been playing so far has been fantastic, but it has been against teams who are not the same caliber as Heroic. So once again, I guess we just have to sit back down and, you know, watch how it's gonna unfold. And let me make it abundantly clear in this one, right? If you play this game 10 times on this stage, I would say Heroic win 10 times. But if you played 11 times, there's a chance that Gamer Legion would win 1 out of those 11. So if you're a Gamer Legion fan right now, you just need to hope that this is that 11th game.
Well, if this major has proved anything, we never know what is going to be happening in this arena, and it's time to put the answers to that question. We have Ancient, we have Inferno, we have Mirage. If we do so need it, it's time to get this semi-final underway.
Oh, Jason, I just want to take a moment and just sort of soak it all in, the joy, the celebration of Counter-Strike. We are ready with the first semi-final here in Paris. How do you feel on this fine day?
Oh, I'm ready for an upset. I'm ready for a surprise. I think this entire major has just conditioned us to be expecting and ready for the unexpected, right? It's been absolutely crazy. I mean, if you think about this too, Heroic as a team that we feel like has never really been upset, they've been immune to it. Well, Ima on Gamer Legion has been the best player in the major thus far. Let's get it on.
Opening map is going to be on Ancient, and we have got Gamer Legion versus Heroic. A semi-final to decide who goes to the grand final. Heroic, obvious favorites, definitely look like the better team, but Gamer Legion, they've surprised the whole way through. And look at Heroic already throwing in a couple of tricks here, Jason. They're actually pushing Tessus and Cadian out, and this is so early on. This kind of a push usually slows down, usually you wait around, but they're just going to keep on going. Cadian ready to turn the corner and start with a kill here in the semi-finals, taking down Chaos, and he deletes Immer as well. And the game is up right now. Gamer Legion, they just have to go for the B-bomb side right here.
The game's not up, the game's over. Sound's got another one as well. Isaac with the rebuttal, but again, that flank is gonna come in. Shui and Isaac have to fight their way out of this, and at this point, maybe the plant is all they can get. 2 versus 4, but another kill makes it just 3, and now 2.
They missed so many shots, what's happened? Cadian trying to see if he can recover for his team. He's gonna get the kill on Isaac. And it leaves Suhei here, 1 versus 2, the captain of the team, but he's gonna get shut down. Cadian with the triple kill, but that almost got out of hand.
Yeah, well, that did get out of hand. What a great job from Cadian and Tessus to pull that one back. 3 kills on Cadian. Now you gotta wonder what happens if he doesn't get those initial 2 kills on the flank. More than anything though, obviously a very bold call tactically for this kind of a push, but as we know, Cadian likes to set the tone. Cadian likes to play an emotional metagame as well, and he's letting you know they're not gonna be scared to push. They're not gonna be scared to push up and throw things at you that you're not expecting, that you're not ready for. That might not always feel like the best idea, but still gonna catch you off guard.
Yeah, it's such a risk. But then again, I mean, playing it passively on the CT side of this map could also in itself be a risk, right? If you keep 2 on A, 1 in middle, 2 at the B-bomb side, and they do what they were going to do, which is basically an all-in on the B-bomb side, you're trying to defend 2 versus 5 for a minute there, so might just be worth it. 2 Galils, 1 Tech-9. Oh, nice grenade that lands on them before they even get anything really underway. Down put under some pressure here, but his handling things all right at the beginning of it at least. Ima, though, coming back, and he sprays 3 of them down. That is a massive way to get back into it, and he's crouching forward. Doesn't even reload, just 9 bullets left in that magazine. if someone was going to come through here. Shush. Oh, actually, mmmra, is he going to go through? He's waiting for it on the other side. There we go. But he doesn't quite check it, and Shush will take him down.
He didn't need to do that. He didn't need to do that. He's opened up the opportunity for Heroic 2-on-2. There's no kits, though. Oh, Kios falls next. And it's Acor, a Deagle, all that remains, and tucks himself in. And now Shush has picked up a kit. He's got plenty of time for this. And that's a quick shot from Yabi. And the defuse is in.
Some very tight rounds at the beginning here. That's going to be scary for Heroic, knowing that, you know, they almost could have lost both of these rounds, but at least they should have a little bit of a chance of doing some more here. Jabby, very low on health at the end of it. They'll pick up 2 M4s to bring into the next round. Third one is coming up. With that much damage and with a bomb plant, do you just force it here if you're Gamer Legion? Do you just say,
yeah, I think,
hell with it?
I mean, I'm not going to argue against the idea, right? What they're going to do is drop down, and they're still going to be a half buy. Mac 10 coming out, Tech 9's coming in out, so not throwing everything at the wall, but bringing some elements of danger to keep limiting that economy. Look, that should have been a 1 round for Gamer Legion. That should have been. mmmra, despite the incredible 3 opening kills that he gets to put him in a good position, throws one away coming through that smoke. Not necessary. He's going to have to pull himself back out. They rinse and repeat. B-rush. And Tessus can't land any of the shots, but Stown is there in Cave doing all the work.
Oh man, they got so deep onto the bomb site, and yet they weren't really able to do anything. They even had the Molotov down in front of Stown, so that probably should have been the end of him. Kios now, a little bit more damage here would be good, but it's not going to be possible. Heroic, close to losing the previous rounds here, but now all 5 members surviving. And if they're dropping low on health there, it's not going to make a difference. 3-0 for the favorites to begin the semi-final with.
Yeah, and that puts away a lot of danger from all the losses in the second round, right? All 5 people survive. Heroic probably thought that was going to be a bye round regardless, but this is 3 rounds in a row that Gamer Legion has attacked that B bomb site. Heroic's now shut them down each and every time. So with the AKs out on the board, this should get a bit more normalized, more towards mid control, more spread out, more standard, you know, lane control as well outside of the B site. And let's see what Gamer Legion can do there.
Yeah, they're going to have the AWP on A-core. You know that should be able to make the difference. Not that it's necessarily going to be easy. Opening T-side and opening it up this map, there's a lot of choke points that you can get caught in. Some spray through the smokes, really standard stuff here. mmmra going to evacuate behind the Molotov, doesn't really want to stick around for it. Early mid-control for Heroic, which also leaves that A-bomb side undefended, and this is where the homework and the research really comes in if you're Gamer Legion. Do you read this setup? Do you have a feeling that maybe Heroic are just not even at the A-bomb side at all?
I mean, what you got to be happy about if you're Gamer Legion, look at all the utility they have, and then contrast that. Ooh, there's the aggression from Cadian. Once again, Heroic showing a little bit of boldness in these pushes. Now the defense is going to sink back towards A. However, the nades could be an issue. The nades could be a problem because it's full sets across the board for Gamer Legion, and it's very light due to that mid-control from Heroic.
Suhe hanging around outside of the B-bomb site. He throws in a flashbang again just to keep them honest, to keep people on this side. Jabby and Cadian, they are feeling a little bit lonesome over on that A-bomb site. The rotations right now are so far away. Suhe's actually going to get caught. Oh no, that's a little bit of an issue. Shush takes him down. Yabi, he reads this. He knows what is coming next. The flash, the smoke is up, but it's a 4 versus 5. They can afford. They don't have to fight to the death right now. They can go for the retake instead. And I think that's what they're trying to do. Tessus will get blown up, though. A-core landing his first kill of the semi-final. And it is a 4-on-4. And with that much damage on Cadian, now actually Heroic, they're in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, massive issue, especially with this angle from A-core. No smoke in the choke point, so the sniper is able to take complete control and advantage of the situation. And I think Heroic's calling the save. Already backing off towards middle, they want nothing to do. And again, it comes down to nades at the end of the day. Nice clean entrance into the A bomb site, but with no flashbangs, no smokes, no nothing to get back in for the retake. Heroic call it off to preserve the money, and it's the right call to make. So first round for Gamer Legion on the board, and now they've just got to protect the guns.
Yeah, that blast radius is really huge on the map. If people don't know, it's really often that people die in this one. In fact, A-core will end up blowing up. They're going to be able to save the AWP, and they will take out Shush at the end, so it wasn't nearly as bad as it could have been.
Now, one little micro thing that occurs, too. We saw the play that Shush tries to make through the smoke. That gets punished. Heroic was ready for that. One person watching the smoke, one person spamming the magazine, and Shui gets caught unawares trying to take advantage of a reload. We'll keep our eyes on that battle. 3-1 for Heroic. And a timeout is taken. A pause in the action as Heroic wants to talk things over.
And typically when you take middle that aggressively as Heroic was doing, it does mean at a minimum you're going to have probably one defender and he will be towards that donut position. So a good read for Gamer Legion, probably something that they've talked through beforehand. And because Heroic did, after all, lose a fair few rifles at the beginning, they just didn't want to go for that 4 versus 4 retake. Low on health as well. I can't really blame them for it. Round number 5 is coming up in Gamer Legion. The fact that they announced themselves early on, again, if you're the underdog team, you really don't want to go really far behind. Like, you want a chance early on to claim some rounds in the opening half.
Yeah, and they already had one missed opportunity in round number 2 where they could have actually turned it for mmmra, so they've let that one kind of slip out of their hands, and now it's about grinding this out and getting some kind of an advantage moving forward into the half. Round 5 back in play. Op in both hands for both teams, Acor and Cadian, each with one. And again, more slow pace, less bodies towards the B bomb site than how Gamer Legion opened this half.
Yeah, that in itself could be such an interesting battle. I'd love to see Acor versus Cadian. I'm sure Acor's going to be feeling really, really confident in that fight if it ever comes up. Shush is inside of the A-bomb side, feeling a bit lonesome once again.
Yeah, he's going to get tested, though. He was tested in the previous round as well. The only player here, Yabi's the closest, and he's over in red room towards middle, so he's quite far away from any kind of a rotation if Shush gets in towards trouble. And any mistake against Acor's op could spell his death. Yabi smoked off is now going to shift back to provide that support. But it's all about this op. Oh, and it's got the pick. It's got the opening.
Yeah, Molotov to control the peak on the other side, so he only has really one angle to cover there. And Jabby is thinking about it, you know, do I actually want to go for this? He will, but Acor absolutely blows him up. 5 versus 3.
Another save. It's already called. They're backing
instantly.
Off. This is cool from Gamer Legion. Back-to-back rounds, they exploit the A-bomb. Site, a light defense.
And that's
the smoke. That gets punished. Heroic was ready for that. One person watching the smoke, one firm spamming the magazine. And Shui gets caught unawares trying to take advantage of a reload. We'll keep our eyes on that battle. 3-1 for Heroic. And a timeout is taken. A pause in the action as Heroic wants to talk things over.
And typically when you take middle that aggressively as Heroic was doing, it does mean at a minimum, you're going to have probably one defender and he will be towards that donut position. So a good read for Gamer Legion, probably something that they've talked through beforehand. And because Heroic did, after all, lose a fair few rifles at the beginning, they just didn't want to go for that 4 versus 4 retake. Low on health as well. I can't really blame them for it. Round number 5 is coming up in Gamer Legion. The fact that they announced themselves early on, again, if you're the underdog team, you really don't want to go really far behind. Like, you want a chance early on to claim some rounds in the opening half.
Yeah, and they already had one missed opportunity in round number 2 where they could have actually turned it for mmmra, so they've let that one kind of slip out of their hands, and now it's about grinding this out and getting some kind of an advantage moving forward into the half. Round 5 back in play. Op in both hands for both teams, Acor and Cadian, each with one. And again, more slow pace, less bodies towards the B bomb site than how Gamer Legion opened this half.
Yeah, that in itself could be such an interesting battle. I'd love to see Acor versus Cadian. I'm sure Acor's going to be feeling really, really confident in that fight if it ever comes up. Shush is inside of the A-bomb side, feeling a bit lonesome once again.
Yeah, he's going to get tested, though. He was tested in the previous round as well. The only player here, Yabi's the closest, and he's over in red room towards middle, so he's quite far away from any kind of a rotation if Shush gets in towards trouble. And any mistake against Acor's op could spell his death. Yabi smoked off is now going to shift back to provide that support. But it's all about this op. Oh, and it's got the pick. It's got the opening.
Yeah, Molotov to control the peak on the other side, so he only has really one angle to cover there. And Jabby is thinking about it, you know, do I actually want to go for this? He will, but Acor absolutely blows him up. 5 versus 3.
Another save. It's already called. They're backing
instantly.
Off. This is cool from Gamer Legion. Back-to-back rounds, they exploit the A-bomb site. A light defense.
And that's on the back of going fast B the first 3 rounds. Like, it was just, I mean, one round they were forced to do it, but the other 2, they really just went for it. And now they're exploiting this part of the map.
And that angle as well, Acor's gotten 2 picks, and that's something Heroic's going to have to know as they rotate over when that A-bomb site is under attack. Gamer Legion is actually moving into this bomb site without a smoke in that choke point. They're more than happy to just post up the opper and give him a chance, give him an angle to find a pick, and Acor finds both of them. 2 kills. And it's 3-2. Money's still good due to the saving from Heroic. But Gamer Legion closing the gap, keeping this close early.
Yeah, now this is interesting, right? Because if Gamer Legion continue to find success at the A bomb site, it's likely Heroic will have to loosen up on the mid defense, which for Suhei will open up the book, right? I mean, suddenly he can. There's so many cool strats on this map where you can push into the red room. You can actually split the whole map up into two and basically go towards CT spawn from that position. So I'm sure if this keeps up, then Gamer Legion will actually just have more strategies to fall back on eventually. We'll see how long they keep trying to press the issue over at the A bomb site. Already, Shush there a little bit forward this time. He really wants to make sure there are no fast plays happening. And Cadian is nearby to listen as well in the donut position. But yeah, they're a little bit more lax on the middle this time around. But beautiful work from Gamer Legion at the beginning. This is exactly what you want to see. Three-man take of the middle on their side.
Yeah, and more importantly, just watching them contend, watching them hang in there, watching them come back in some of these rounds, find openings in some of these rounds. And Yabby might be the one in trouble, but you can see the change in the defense with Cadian over in Donut, one player in red room. You even have Shush defending the A bomb site, so plenty of bodies to deal with this.
Yeah, spam through that. It's a little bit late. No one's on the other side. Yabby's just waiting patiently. He hasn't moved an inch from that position, hoping that someone's going to give him the cue. But nothing happening yet. Cadian is smoked off from the donut position, and actually, it looks like they might go while that smoke is still up in the middle. 50 seconds left here.
Great piece of utility over at B, though. They defensively smoke off the ramp, and look at the shift while this smoke is up. They have about, what, 17 seconds to make it work as they rotate over. Now 3 defenders at the B bomb site. This is perfectly called from Heroic so far.
And another smoke to land on top. That's going to burn all of the time. There'll be 20 seconds left by that time that smoke disappears. If you're Gamer Legion, waiting for that is a nightmare, and they don't even want to do it. They say, okay, this might also be a risk, but at least we're not going to be running through the smoke. Let's try and see if we can rotate back. It's not a bad move right now. Cadian, he's the only one here. Shush is coming in from CT spawn. He's going to get shut down. They should have known that something was up, but they just weren't ready for it. Shush, good shot onto Kiosk, but the bomb is still in the hands of Suhei. Oh, they're going to run right into it. Even with the spray down, he mows them all right down. And it's Tess's on his own with absolutely nothing to do. What a ridiculous setup.
That is the best player at the event, delivering high impact in the semifinals. That's got to feel good if you're Gamer Legion. Your star player has shown up to play.
I can't believe it. Again, you mentioned it earlier how there was no smoke, I think, when Yabby earlier made the crossing. This time, no flashes to set anything up with, right? They just run in, and it's a huge choke point, so they just get bunched up on top of each other. Tessa's here, trying to do a little bit at the end of the round. Imma's pretty far away from the blast zone, and even Tessa's will not be allowed to escape. Gamer Legion, they tie up the game and make it a 3-3.
Yeah, and they're gonna force an awkward decision out of Heroic. Cadian's got 7,800. Everyone else is dirt poor. So they're going to have to figure out what they want to buy. They can throw an op on Cadian just for the risk with some upgraded pistols around him, but this is a beautiful triple spray down on the transition back. There he is, the tank.
Yeah, he's in the arena. A legend of the game was before CSGO even came out.
That man deserves thunderous applause. RPK in the house. And Acor lined up at the bottom of ramp.
Well, this is awkward. Good little boost to try and get the early kill there, but the fact is, Heroic are kind of getting pushed around on the map here. Once the rifles are in play, Gamer Legion starts to look a bit more confident. They don't have any pressure on them in this round. They know the Heroic economy is not going to be very good, and they know that the AWP is in play now. Even a little bit of a gift, you don't even lose a player to it. You just hear the shot ring out across the map, and you're going to be aware. You can see mmra is making sure nobody's pushing over on this side. They are giving a little bit of space here for Heroic to make a mistake. But a luxury, Jason, if you get 3 people this deep into the tunnels at B, I mean, that's as close as you can get to winning a round without firing even a shot.
Well, Ima's going to get some attention again. He's hearing footsteps on the flank. He's going to call it out. First kill is his. Wrapped around from middle. Can't spin in time. But this shouldn't be any kind of an effort from Heroic. This will be another save as the AWP is just too valuable. The AK-47 on Yabby as well, so Heroic still playing the money game as they got locked out of another bomb site. And Gamer Legion is going to take a lead. 4 in a row for the underdogs.
Yeah, this has been a terrific start, truly. Acor getting a couple of important shots, but obviously mmra with some of those triples that he has landed already, that is going to put you just over the edge. And now just Heroic looking for an exit if they can. Steal a rifle, anything that you can grab your hands on right now. T side of Ancient. So quite the interesting scenario that's unfolding here. To get far away from the bomb round.
It's pretty crazy to see him get here, though. That's a little bit of a shock of its own, but Gamer Legion keeps surprising throughout this whole event. A second timeout burn from Heroic heading into round number 8. They need to have a conversation quickly because the defense is starting to get overrun and in multiple parts of the map. At the B-bomb site, in middle, they've been challenged. They haven't been able to stop Gamer Legion, and obviously A has been a massive weakness.
Yeah, and you would love to see Heroic try and do what they did in the pistol round, which is push up. But again, that's not a strategy you can just default to every time. That's sort of an ace up the sleeve kind of round where you say, okay, wait, they already used it in the pistol, right?
That risk
so they're going to be aware.
Yeah. Well, we even saw Cadian get a little frisky down mid in a round earlier. Flashbanged into a peak deep. But he's got the op now, so he's staying a bit further back. More than anything, you touched on it. Gamer Legion's been able to get map control in different portions for free and really lean on it, really use it as leverage to punish Heroic's defense. A very small contingent of Heroic fans making their voices heard inside the Acor Arena.
Javi pushing forward. That was his opportunity right there, but Sui takes him down instead and through the smoke. mmmra breaking Shush apart. Cadian and Stown left. It's just the first beginnings of the round here, and even Chaos on the flanking mission. Stown, he's kind of aware, but it's not going to make any difference at all. Great headshot. Heroic getting hunted across the map. Gamer Legion, they're breaking open this first half completely in their favor.
Yeah, they're getting absolutely busted, Heroic. This is rough. What a good sequence from Gamer Legion, and that is a switch up in the defense as well. That's out of the timeout, going for a little bit of aggression, trying to get some advanced positions to deny map control, and they're punished all across the board. And Cadian's just got to be left trembling, trying to save this up. Stepping forward for a little bit of trickery to keep the Wolves at bay.
Yeah, this is something that he does really well, Cadian. Keeping people guessing. They are kind of aware. Leg shot as well, and he's going to get hunted down. There's no escape. Isaac to get the last one. And the fist bump's coming out now. Gamer Legion, they love life at the moment. I don't think many people thought Gamer Legion were going to be able to make the semi-final at all, but to show up on a day like this, hot out the gate, putting pressure on Heroic right from the beginning. Scoreline is 5-3. As Gamer Legion go on a bit of a streak here, 5 in a row.
It's a very young team showing a very impressive level up on this stage. The inexperience we always talk about is a factor. It's not showing yet. You got to give props over to Shui, the 20-year-old in-game leader of Gamer Legion, really working this map well at the moment. 5 in a row now for Gamer Legion's attack. And Heroic yet with a response, with a rebuttal, with a stop of any kind.
We talked a lot about Cadian's leadership skills, and I think for good reason. He really is the engine that's going to drive this team forward, and they need him now. But Sui as well. The fact that he's brought them here is wild. Stown smoked off in the middle now, and they're going to be gravitating back to the B-bombs. They're so unpredictable. They're winning fights everywhere, Jason, so the whole book is open and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, we're not seeing that sole player at the A-bomb site. I mean, Yabi's close by over, and Donat Shush has some options if he gets a kill off this boost. And now,
oh my God,
look at the weakness Gamer Legion is finding again. Moving and rotating around the map. Heroics still have no idea what's coming. Heroics alone. Cadian is alone defending this bomb site, and he's going to get aggressive through the smoke. One shot, but that's it.
Yeah, they know by the time that they're on the bomb site, and that's too little too late. Acor's going to find a kill there, and a smoke going up. Shush and Tessus, I mean, you could, if you find this kill, try to risk it. Flashed on through. Suhei trying to hunt down Tessus. That is so aggressive, but the fact that he's solo on health, even if he doesn't win the fight, how can he get back into the retake here?
He's got the only kid as well. If he gets taken down by Kiaz, it's all over.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Shush going to be walking in. He could be the guy to open it up, but the truth is, you're right. That defuse kit is worth the entire round at the moment, and he might not even be really trying for this one. Flash to set it up, a little bit of a peek. Chaos good for the kill, and now the kit has been lost and Shush in the crossfire. He'll go down. Chaos and Acor with a double kill each, in Gamer Legion marching on in this opening half.
Bro, this is looking easy. This is looking way too easy for Gamer Legion. This is incredible. They're finding all the weak spots.
Yeah, they're calling it. Finding the empty A-bomb sites early and just hitting that until it starts to hurt, and then when Heroic are a little bit pressured, they go towards middle, they go towards the A-bomb site, and they show up at B just when they need to.
And because they've been punished so much, Heroic is really kind of holding back conservatively in these mid-rounds of finding that information. They have no idea what's coming. Gamer Legion playing a real clean game in these last 6 rounds straight.
They absolutely are, and the pressure is on Heroic now once again. Back to pistols. You would love a miracle round here where you pick up one with just the 5.7s and the Deagles. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Gamer Legion about to be at 7 rounds if they can dodge the Deagles. mmmra, ooh, actually, usually that spray that he's really, really good at, but this time he's going to get bested a little bit with the 5.7.
It's all right, Isaac's holding onto the bomb side. Everyone else is streaming in. The question is down on the flank. Shui could catch him. This is huge. Timing is everything. He knows someone's likely going to come from behind, but he could find Acor, and he will, before certainly falling to Shui. But no, not at all. What a turn with the MP9. And it's all come crumbling down. Kiosk left and can't handle it.
The burst of a lifetime there for Stown. I can't believe he just kept jiggling back and forth and just sending out little pellets to hit Sui at the end of it. That was the round that they needed so badly. That's losing 6 in a row, and Heroic making it back with a good flank and some really impressive work here for Stown. This first kill is basically for free, but the follow-up one is way harder to get. Oh my God.
And this time it's almost like the boldness of having those pistols allowed Heroic to get to jump on some of those flanks, right? Stown making that bold play, pushing up middle, wrapping around very quickly. First time out called for Gamer Legion. They don't want to let this slip away. They've done such a good job. They have so much money. Kia's at 14,000 before the buy. They've got multiple rounds of buys before they run out of funds. So Heroic's going to have to do this a hard way. Time to plant their feet, go on a run of their own.
Yeah, and Exist looked like he was saying, you know, calm things down here and just don't get too ahead of ourselves. Still a very open game. It's just that it's impressive for Gamer Legion, but nothing's really been decided yet on the map. Still a lot more Counter-Strike to be played, so don't want to get too ahead of ourselves either. Gamer Legion led right now on the board by mmmra, but Acor and Isaac are right there behind him. It's a really good trio of players that's carrying them forward into this opening half. We'll see if Heroic know what they're doing now with the rifles are back.
Very passive at the A bomb site. Shush watching from CT spawn. Yabi over in Donut, so Shush can be mobile towards middle if necessary. Make a decision based off what information Yabi sees. B defense is shored up pretty well with Cadian and Tesses. Down over towards Jaguar. And for the moment, Gamer Legion just waiting.
Really far back defense on A, so if Gamer Legion late in this round decide to go there and they have the right smokes for it, they might be able to get a bomb plant, but it looks like the bomb is still on the opposite side of the map, so they're going to try and set that up. Shush going down early. That's through the smoke in the middle in the red room. Explodes him up, and Acor sneaks in a kill, takes out Cadian, and now walking right through mmmra. He was seconds away from having that one down. They're under pressure right now, Heroic. I don't even know how they can communicate it. You've lost the entire map?
Yeah, that's the worst timing for that opening kill from mmmra. It pulls all the defense back from the B bomb site, which really makes Cadian exposed. And now they're scrambling. Nobody can support Yabi. He's all on his own for this entire round.
I mean, if he can get the kill on Isaac and maybe stop Kios from coming in, there's a slight, slim chance here. But it had to be Heroics from Yabi. There's the first one. He is well aware of what's coming next, setting it up with a grenade, but actually they're going to call it off. They're saying, all right, let's not go there. Let's try and see if we can switch it around. mmmra in the middle, catching Tessis, and now instead it's on Stown to defend it. A one-man army at the bomb site, 1 versus 4, and he tries to get the spray, but he cannot. Time for the bomb plant as well. Kios finding that last shot, and Jabby is on his own, way too far away from the action.
Yeah, he can do absolutely nothing. He was isolated that whole round by mmmra. What a great position for the flank. The opening kill. Oh, a little bit of spam. A little bit of spam gives away Shush's position. And Acor eventually realizes he's staring at the side of Cadian.
One round for Heroic after losing 6 in a row, and then Gamer Legion just strike back immediately. And that mid position, I think we talked about it earlier, right? That's the problem if you give up too much mid control. The T's can start to get in there. Now, the fact that he opened it obviously with a shot for the smoke is a little bit ridiculous, but once he's done that, he controls the entire rotation on the map. It's impossible for Heroic to really help each other out. And you can see tactically how that just completely breaks them down. 7-4, round number 12. And this is just a wild way to get this day started.
Yeah, I did not expect this whatsoever. Gamer Legion up by 3. Heroic going to have to buy with the single saved rifle. They got plenty of M4s to bring up next to it, but no AWP on Cadian. Hasn't exactly been super impactful, so maybe not the biggest deal in the world. Let's see what Heroic have this round. Still looking to find a solution for this attack.
They really haven't. Stown looks like he wants to join Jabby and Cadian. I like this setup because it does mean if there is a fight in the middle early, you are going to have so many good chances. You can get flashed in if you're Stown from the middle. Like, there are a lot of ways you can help each other out. You just probably can't hold it forever, right? Because you will run out of grenades eventually. So if the tease, and they're already not fighting really at the start of it here. Oh, that's scary. Acor, quite lucky to be alive.
Yeah, it's a great start. Make Acor a little bit passive with only 1 HP. Oh, the spam starting to do a lot of damage. Shui's down to 34 as well. And Stown's starting to get a little bit peaky. He's got reinforcements behind him if he goes down, but timing seems to be with him. And he's got one, controlling B lane.
Smoke is up, and that's going to help out Stown and Jabby on the other side. They were really trusting in that to work out. This is a little bit more aggressive from Heroic, and it seems to be working out so far. Wide swing for Stown. Chaos is out of the round, and actually, Cadian, what a ridiculous move. He pushes right through the smoke, and they were just not ready for it.
But look at how Gamer Legion is restricted from moving around the map in this round. The mid control that whole time, B lane control that whole time, maintaining aggression from the mid player, from the cave player. You're not giving Gamer Legion room to work with, so Heroic have at least found something to get him back on the board. The question is, can it be consistent? Can it happen round after round?
I would love a replay of this round where Gamer Legion, instead of doing what they're doing here, which is about 55 seconds, right, they're pushing for something, if they wait, because at about 40 seconds, Heroic had no grenades left, which means they can't smoke off the middle, they can't smoke off the doors outside of the B-bomb side, and they probably will be forced to fall back a little bit. Now, it's risky, obviously, it's risky to leave the clock that low to wait it all out, but I think in a different world, maybe Gamer Legion will try and do that, and then we'll see if Heroic are going to be able to hold on to the last 30 seconds of the round.
We saw him do it earlier in this half. Gamer Legion did it to great effect, waiting out the utility. The problem this round is Heroic is able to find some kills while those smokes are up, right?
True.
So this round, it's just executed a little bit better from Heroic, helped out by some early spam, and a second timeout taken from Gamer Legion as well. Not simply content with preserving this lead and being happy with this lead, but wanting to build on top of it. 3 rounds remain in this first half, in this first semifinal in Paris. A chance for Ash to get into the conversation. Pre-game interview seemed very comfortable, very confident in the game plan they came with. And it's working so far.
Yeah, the rise. I mean, we talk about the individual players even getting here, but obviously as a coach standing behind them, just being able to do it over and over and over again. Ash has put in a lot of homework. There's no question about it. What a way to get this started. 7-5, ladies and gentlemen, as we get back into it. Round number 13, ready and live, and Heroic way on the back foot at the moment. They need somebody to step it up here. Stown is already doing very well. He's actually top fragging in the server in spite of the fact that Heroic are losing rounds. So just one more player. Anybody else that's willing. We know they have the resources on the team to be able to answer back. One-to-one in terms of firepower. Heroic are not going to be outdone by anybody that's left in this tournament.
Here's that aggression again, wanting to control B lane, using Stown to clear things out aggressively. Shush and Yabby pushing down mid-late. Ema looking for a further push. There's a flashbang setup. It looks like, excuse me, that's a Molotov. Off the contact from Yabby, Shush will drop flames.
Look at how many grenades they spent already. Gamer Legion, I mean, if they just wait again, keep waiting a little bit. Yabby up close, sure, if you swing into that right now, but what happens if another 20 seconds go by? They're going to try and see if they can test it out right here, and they just get the opening. Sure, the Molotov is down, but they're still fighting. Isaac, 2 great headshots to open up the middle with. And it's a 3 versus 4. Tessus and Stown, though, they are aggressive, and they're holding it still. They don't have any more grenades, and they're leaving Stown alone. Jason, this seems like madness.
Yeah, because mid's exposed as well.
It's
Stown,
just him.
And they're quiet.
Tessus is coming back now, but it might be a little bit too late. He's going to call it in. There's the bomb on the ground, but Tessus is getting overrun. And Stown, he can't escape. He has to stay in this tiny corner to fight for the death, and it's going to be Acor to take him down. Oh my god, yeah, they're just finding everything. Cadian, that rotation getting caught before he get there to help out Stown. Gamer Legion on 8 rounds. I wonder what would have happened if they would have kept the Stown and Tessa's, set up early towards that ramp, but they just pulled it off at the wrong time.
That's the problem. You lose both players in the middle, and you feel like you're almost required in case Gamer Legion is challenging and taking that space. What a heroic stand for Isaac inside the flames to find the second headshot. Absolutely beautiful. And Acor hits one blind. Yeah, Yabby's got to be frustrated. 3-round lead now. Gamer Legion's going to take a lead into the second half regardless of what happens. Heroic fighting to stay alive on Ancient.
Yeah, be the kind of player that will step into a Molotov to try and win you a semi-final. That's one hell of a move. Stown and Cadian again pushing up. I don't mind this at all, but now we're back to a repeat from earlier.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen this. It's been a while since Heroic has seen this, and once again, it's only Shush. Yabby and Cadian aggressive in middle. They'll be able to get towards Donut, but they'll be smoked off.
His job here is to just get a kill and survive. That's the only thing he has to do. There's one. The spray on the second is almost perfect, but he'll stay alive. Isaac still living through this one. And now they're up close. Heroic with a one-man lead, but we've seen earlier how quickly that can disappear. One shot through the... Oh, and actually, they're going to be running through. The bomb isn't even planted yet, and they're losing Jabby and Tessas both, and now some shots are ringing out. Acor with the AWP. He'd love a bomb plant right now, but he's feeling a little bit worried. Now Molotov goes down right on top, but they have the man lead now. Gamer Legion, they're bringing it back.
That's great utility from Heroic. They just get checkmated by one more smoke from Gamer Legion. Plenty of time for them to get this bomb planted safely.
Yeah, you're right. Shush trying to walk through. He's instantly dead. Caught by the Swede on the other side. Sue in the middle catching the rotation. It's just Cadian. And there's nothing he could do. We've seen some mad clutches out of him in the past, but this is too much to ask for. Sue goes down. And round number 14 for Gamer Legion. Absolutely nothing that Cadian could do about this one. Doesn't have a kit, and they know exactly where he is at the moment. Even getting the opening, even calling in the rotation, they just can't make this defense work, Heroic.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem was with so many forces in middle and so many forces in B, you actually had 3 to 4 Heroic players blocked behind the Donut smoke. A blown rotation, so there was no one to challenge towards Temple on the retake, no one in CT spawn on the retake. They were all just desperately coming through the smoke, and Cadian goes down anyway. That is every resource taken from Heroic. No op in this final round of the first half.
9-5, Gamer Legion. They've shown up in a way that I certainly was not expecting. They look confident all throughout this tournament. Yeah, it was a bit of a rocky start potentially, but they've been leveling up. We talked a lot about it from some of the top teams. The
Oh, flashing entry. Flash.
Shot.
Only pillar.
Nice.
I'm holding cave.
One more mid, guys. One more mid coming heaven.
Holding heaven.
That's a cave, guys.
Heaven.
Nice, cave guys, dead, guys.
City.
I have cave and city. Always.
One cave.
Cave. I'm blind.
City.
Cave shot.
Dead.
City.
Cave last.
Cave last.
Pick up ready, pick up
Holding.
ready.
Fucking go, guys.
Exist mentioned there were very few elite teams in Counter-Strike today. Well, we would put Heroic firmly in that category, but they are facing quite an obstacle. 5-10, they are down heading into the second half. And for a team who wants redemption from losing the Rio finals, they've got a lot of work to do.
Oh, it's been made way more difficult already. Their nemesis from Rio in Virtus Pro did not even make it here. And you might think for Heroic, they're thinking, well, that's it. Like, surely at least we get to the grand final again. We're one of our toughest competitors already out of it. We're going to get into the second half here. It's 10-5. Paris, are you with us? Well, let's go, Jason.
Pistol round
This
is
had better
live.
be a start.
Here we go, mid-push. Little bit of aggression from the Gamer Legion defense. Oh, Cadian, how does he get two? He didn't deserve it. He had to claw it out of their eyes. And it's just Isaac left alone. So much to do, and he can't handle the pressure.
That is the kind of start they were dreaming of. Heroic. They had a little bit of a break to just recollect themselves. And now Kios and Sue, if they steal this round back, that would be devastating to Heroic. Shush is making absolutely sure that's not going to happen. And now just Sue left. And I mean, at this point, you could even justify saving the armor. There's probably no wrong or right move here. If you can fight, you can try and swing yourself back into it and just warm up that pistol a little bit. But this round should be impossible to win.
Yeah, absolutely should be. And he's not even going to move past this point. Oh, maybe he will. Maybe he will. No kit. And as you mentioned, this is pretty much impossible. He's looking for any peek, anything that someone's going to give him. Tess is in the back lines, trying to cut off the flank. He's going to fall to Stown. That's pistol round for Heroic. Both pistols in their favor, but still a ways to go.
I kind of like that, though. That almost looks like Sue is saying, I'm going to make it painful even if we lose the round. Like, I'm going to try and see if I can make you lose before more people.
That should have never happened. Cadian should never get a second kill in that fashion. First player coming down mid, small mistake, not clearing that deep corner. Really wanted getting involved in the fight towards the B bomb site and just takes his eyes off the prize. Only pistols, not even armor, not even any kind of an upgrade for Gamer Legion. They're going to go for a third round buy.
I mean, they have the bonus, right? They have a little bit of a buffer here they can work with. They don't have to, they're not desperate to try and force into this round, and I can kind of respect it. Stack of the B bomb site, it's a roll of the dice. And Heroic, we mentioned earlier, the desk were talking about it too, how they are one of the least likely teams to suffer an upset the way that things are playing right now. So they should be able to do some research, and you can see they're doing exactly that. Send out Cadian with a MAC-10, just let him off the leash and find some more kills. They will clean up this round, only losing Shusho. They actually do attack the stack, but with the flank coming in, it makes it very easy to win.
Yeah, but also the weaponry they went up against, and knowing it's unarmored USPs, they're saying they know the third round buy is coming. They're going to be aware of it. Timeout is taken. Early on in the half, a third timeout for Gamer Legion burned as they want to have a discussion. Very important round for them with the M4s coming out a little bit early.
We got such a great blueprint from Sue on the first half of how to break down that CT defense. Once they started winning at A, it softened up middle. They exploited that more. They started exploiting the B bombs. It was just it was so well laid out for us. And now the question is if Heroic could do something similar here.
Yeah, well, that's when the underdog gets to dictate the action, right? You get to attack where you want to attack, and Heroic weren't able to stop it. But now on the CT side, you got to exert some influence so you're not playing to Heroic's tune throughout this half. Cadian going to stick on the MAC-10.
Yeah, I can respect it, although it's helmets on everyone on the other side. Something to always keep in mind whenever you see a MAC-10 or a Galileo in play. They're going to be fine. Gamer Legion on that front. They do pop through the middle, put up a smoke of their own, and Cadian charging. He really wanted that fight, and he definitely got it. Isaac shuts him down. 4 versus 5 to begin with, and even if it's just a MAC-10 lost, I mean, it's still a man down now, pushing forward, and Shush, I don't know how he knew, but he read that very well.
Just prepared for everything. A-Core's pushing through a smoke. Oh, they'll never expect this. Surely, they were already close up in A earlier. They won't expect this mid-round push through the smoke.
Oh, no. The timing here, he's going to be walking right into Yabi. He sees the shadow. He's good for the 1 kill, but he has no idea that they're already out. That was a sick move, but it might have backfired in the end. 3 versus 3 here. And Isaac going to be making his way through the tunnel, trying to get in there. The Molotov will slow him down. Kios and Sue is coming in from CT spawn. They have 1 smoke left and no defuse kit at all, so they're going to be in a lot of trouble to try and retake this as the bomb goes down, but it won't even happen. Isaac just picking them apart. Down is on his own. Not a better player right now you'd want in a 1 versus 3, but my God, it's going to be hard to win. Now he does have a chance to maybe slip the net here. Bomb on his back, and he's going to be walking away from that one.
Yeah, he knows the position of both players. Chaos gave it up in Temple earlier, and Shui made some noise jumping back, so Stown has a complete read of this. Off to the other bomb site, and just now, Gamer Legion is going to start putting the pieces together. Nobody's home at A. They got to be cautious to clear out behind some of the boxes, but they should start to get the piece of information, and the plant going down is surely going to seal it. Although Stown with the fake buys them a few extra seconds.
Seconds they might end up needing in this. With a 10-second defuse ahead of them, every single second is going to count.
Stown needs to look for fight. 1 fight before the bomb is tapped.
Is he going to rotate all the way around? It looks like it. In a position where you could get those wall bangs, especially if they're defusing for 10 seconds. Oh God, that kit could end up making the whole difference here. Kios, yeah, they're going to be smoking it off, but the Stown really care at this point. Tapping the bomb once, he walks right through, and Stown, it doesn't get any better than that. Now a lot of trouble, 10 seconds on the other side. He actually will hit him down to 25 health, and he has to come off the bomb, and Stown in a 1 versus 3 to bring Heroic back into this opening map.
That is a tough loss to swallow if you're Gamer Legion. So close yet so far, and Stown makes his presence known in these semifinals. Coming through the smoke, calling the bluff and challenging. Not leaving it all to chance with the spam. Absolutely perfectly played.
There was 4.97 seconds left. If he had a defuse kit, Jason, he would have beat it about a 300th of a second at the end of it. So that would have made the difference. That's what the defuse kit will do. Remember that. They just couldn't afford it. Obviously not because they don't know, but Gamer Legion colder start to the second half than they probably wanted. They wanted that first buy round to be the knockout punch against Heroic. A team of this caliber, Jason, you want to put them away when they are down, when they are wounded and feeling weak. And that has already a little bit too late here. Heroic, they're certainly feeling the fire at their feet once again.
Yeah, great call from Cadian this round as well. They spot the B aggression coming out of Cave, so Cadian just says, that's a lot of resources on this side of the map to execute that, but hold the phone. 2 kills back in quick succession. Oh, they're going to go for this.
Why wouldn't you? You don't have that much to lose. And on the other hand, if you win this round, if you shot to them, good trade once again. Shush out here, he's been found out. They can probably guess where Gabby is. And then he'll line up for them. All right, they lose what they had, but they wanted to see if they could put some pressure on. It will 10-9. Heroic winning 4 in a row to get back into the second half, and that's horrifying news for Gamer Legion.
Yeah, it is, but now you get a little bit more money in the bank if you're Gamer Legion. Now you're going to see a couple of kits picked up, which was obviously the biggest issue in the previous rifle round. Acor's got the AWP, so a much more staunch and powerful Gamer Legion defense coming into round 20. But between some good calls and a nice clutch from Stown, this is a great start for Heroic, now within 1.
Yeah, they are getting there. 1 flick of that AK. Jabby trying to take down mmmra, and he will eventually with a little bit more of a burst coming out.
Those are the kills that Gamer Legion can't lose early. This is 1:40 that they're playing with the man disadvantage. Heroic is going to chew this up this half if it happens too frequently.
It's hard to blame him, though, the way that he's been playing throughout this tournament to not have the... Obviously, he's going to have the confidence, right? He's thinking, I am going to win this fight. Yep, that's exactly right. Tessus has walked through the smoke in the middle, taking a huge risk. But he's found an empty red room in there. And again, we saw what happened in the first half when mmmra and Sue made their way into the middle. They're in trouble right now, Gamer Legion, whether they know it or not.
This is where if you're Isaac pushed up in towards A, you kind of have to make a push. Even though it's a little bit risky, you have to start moving. You're the only player who can gather information. Your teammates over at B are under pressure. They know there's presence in Jaguar. Acor with an AWP can't shift over on the rotation due to mid being lost. Isaac has to make this play, and I think it's just coming a little bit late.
He's doing what you wanted, but you're right, timing is everything. Shush gonna get the 1 kill, and Yabi on the good return. And the B bomb side's lost, and Tessus is controlling the rotation. They have absolutely no fear at the moment. Stown, He's walked into middle and actually making a fair bit of noise. He might be found by Isaac, might be close to a free kill right here. Yeah, there we go. But still, it's too late. They can't really win the round. Again, they do not have the defuse kit. That will tie up the game. We're at 10-10, Jason.
A little bit of a hunt coming, though. Akor and Isaac might have some challenges to these weapons. Tessis is walking into the A-bomb site now. Yabi's over in mid, keeping them pinned down. I don't know how far they'll go because the money's not great for Heroic. And it seems like everyone's just called a stalemate at this point. So, 10-10.
If you didn't know already, you can see the power of that mid position for the T side. It just makes it so miserable. You even called it like 10 seconds before it happened, right? Isaac did move out of the A-bomb side. He had the same idea as you, but it's such a long map going around that he couldn't make it in time, unfortunately. And I mean, that's again another thing though for Gamer Legion. If they had more grenades at the B-bomb site, maybe they could have slowed it down more, right? If they had two Molotovs, then they can buy time for Isaac, but they just don't have the utility.
Well, also, when you lose a player in mid at 1 minute and 44 seconds, you're going to have to burn a little bit of utility quicker than you'd like.
Yeah.
You want to keep that hit off as long as possible while you try and find an equalizing kill. Fourth and final timeout taken by Gamer Legion early in this second half. A lot of rounds to play where Ash can no longer get involved unless Heroic allows it. His last chance to get his boys on the right track.
You saw that little smirk from Katie and looking his teammates deep in the eye saying, we've been here many, many, many times before. We know what it's like to make a comeback, and we've been on this stage before. We know how to handle the pressure. 10-10. Cobblestone fans rise up. They're ready, Jason. They've been waiting.
It's the moment they've been waiting for.
They just want the Dragon Laws. I know what you guys are into.
Round 21, up in the hands of Akor. That's going to be in Donut. 3 defenders at the B bomb site, but Kiaz and Ima very weakened. Deagles, Zhui with the SMG. So the rifles leaning towards mid and A, and that looks like it's exactly where Heroic want to go. Oh, another opening find in middle. Beautiful from Tessis. Yabi's challenging up the B ramp right now as well, but Tessis controls everything.
They're just so deep on the map. You could see Sue is running back. He has no idea that someone's going to be there. And I'm feeling so confident, Heroic. Once they get fired up, they just look like the scariest team in the world.
Akor's trapped. If he wants to survive this round, he's got to fight his way out. He's got to fight towards middle. He needs to hold this line against Tessis. This one kill could open up his escape, but it's going to be tough. Tessis has the angle. Nice and easy as you like. It's only going to be Emo with an AK. And Heroic take a lead. Their first lead since round 5.
That little Danish corner is being quite loud inside of the arena right now, trying to cheer them back on. They don't even need that anymore. They're doing mmmra on their own. Immer getting flashed out and sprayed down by Shush. Do you agree with this, Jason? It feels like the T side for Gamer Legion was so impressive, but this T side for Heroic feels so much more forceful. It feels like they are just taking parts of the map over. They're just winning those fights in the middle. They just don't care anymore.
Yeah, part of it's that clutch from Stown was obviously wonderful, but since that clutch happened, we haven't been able to see Gamer Legion's defense. They've gotten picked off in mid twice really early on in the rounds. We haven't even gotten to see what this defense might be able to do if they have a man advantage, if they go into the mid round with an even affair of a 5-on-5. They must sustain early here to give themselves a chance, or else this is going to spiral out of control. And all that emphasis towards middle, Heroic's playing the same game. Success in middle is going to weaken the B defense, and Heroic want to exploit it.
Chaos. Good smoke down to try and slow them, but the utility is so good from the Heroic side. They pushed him out of there, Sui in the corner, and he's not even ready for that push. Down will get the kill, and Shush is going to keep it going. Chaos, he wanted to be the hero to fight his way back, but he can't. 3 versus 5, another bomb plant, and Gamer Legion, they need the rifles. You'd love to see a Heroic retake of this one, but it's not going to be possible. Leave it alone. Save what you got. The Danes, once again, look unstoppable. They are going to be winning 7 rounds in a row to kick off the second half with.
And I think now they're going to be way more dedicated to the hunt. They've got cash build up. They've got some momentum. They want to take some rifles away. Akor and Isaac will be hard to find, but Ima over in middle is on an island of his own. So many choke points to worry about. He's been spotted now, and Yabi is just going to stroll in and find an easy kill. Oh, Akor, you better be careful. Good thing you hit that shot by one more. Cadian's wrapping around. So critical to keep this. Oh, shot not baited out. Well done from Acor. He's going to survive, but it's a 2-round lead still for Heroic.
All right, that got a bit expensive. Acor could have easily been dead, but well played on his part.
7 straight for Heroic coming back into this game. It was a 10-2 run in the first half for Gamer Legion, but that seems so far in the distance now. Heroic in complete control.
Is this what it means, Jason, to be the second time in a semi-final of Major? Is this what it means to have the experience to be able to summon this kind of strength? Because they really looked defeated in the first half. Heroic rushing it off like it was nothing and bringing it back straight away. Isaac and mmmra in the middle. Sue playing that Jaguar tunnel. And Kios a little bit further back on B, but they don't have that much to fight with here in Heroic. You probably already sense the weakness. No grenades are being thrown on them on the ramp. There are no smokes or molotovs or anything going up. They've even bought a Krieg just for the fun of it. Good spray through, actually. Both Acor and Kios getting tagged up by that one.
And yeah, I mean, Acor has to ignore the damage he's taken. He needs to be very strong with this op when this hit eventually comes in, if it eventually comes in. But Cadian's not investigating everything or anything. This seems like it's going to be a finish at the B bomb site regardless. 1 minute left on the clock. That's a nice opening kill. There's Acor. Will the presence of the op force them away?
Yeah, you wanted him to be aggressive. He's delivered so far. More spam coming out. And through the smoke, they almost catch Kios. And you're not expecting, now you'll know, now you'll recognize the sound of that gun and realize there is a scope on the other side, even if it's not the AWP.
They're really worried to cross Jaguar over towards middle where Cadian is to kind of change the angle of attack towards the A bomb site just because of that op was in cave earlier. So Tessa's, Yabby, and Shush might be pulled into this B execute. There's the op again from Acor. Heroic getting picked apart in this round. They've got one final play.
This is a desperate play. 20 seconds, but hold the phone. Cadian runs right in and spites Isaac towards that position. mmmra, oh, it's the front end gun. A 5-7 coming up, huge for Gamer Legion. And they will win another round, losing so many in a row. They needed this. They need to slow down Heroic any way they can.
Yeah, so desperate. You could see from Cadian getting that opening kill. Caution to the wind. What a great round from Acor. Having an impact where his teammates haven't been able to at the opening kills. Cadian never expected mmmra in the corner. A nice double kill with the 5-7 and a timeout called from Heroic. They want to ride this wave all the way to a map 1 finish. They don't want Gamer Legion back in things.
No, why would you give them the opportunity? You have them right where you want them. Their economy all the time in this weird limbo where you have to try and force it up. Of course, now it's going to be a little bit better. And Heroic, they're going to be able to put a full buy into this one. All the rifles they could ever want. 12-11, round number 24. Kios and Sue a little bit lower on the scoreboard right now. A couple of good rounds out of them could actually change the tide of this battle. 1 or 2 rounds. And Gamer Legion are going to feel fresh once again. mmmra, I don't think he spotted anyone on the other side. Going to be walking through the smoke any second now. He's got Isaac on the crossfire, but it's down. That is a fantastic opening in the middle, and Testis is ready. mmmra, that was desperate spray through the smoke, hoping you get anything. And they can't. 3 versus 5. And Yabby's holding tight here. If they walk into it, it's a free kill. He's just going to take 1 step to the right. And he will be dropping Kios. 5 versus 2 now.
It has to be a triple kill. It has to be a triple kill for Shuey. They're only going to give him a look of 1. Sound is still there in the doors. Acor is getting wrapped a pound quietly. Oh, the transfer is not quick enough. And it's over. Sound's going to find an empty B bomb site. They don't know the position of Acor. They could guess it.
Well, I guess if Acor finds the bomb first, that's maybe the only way this round is going to be working out. Cadian is walking in there.
No, Shush is wrapping upon him now. This is
he's
done.
walking up behind him. He's surely sandwiched in and absolutely dead. A gun barrel is there, and Shush not even going to bother with a knife. He'll take him out clean instead. 13-11. A small speed bump in that previous round, and Heroic, they are right back on track.
It's not done yet. Maybe it's a big speed bump because they remember they won that as an eco round. They've got weapons to buy here. Sure. Gamer Legion going to fight right back, but this might be the last chance. This might be the last speed bump in there for Heroic. If Gamer Legion can't solve it right now, Ancient will be over.
means.
Oh, look at this call.
Yeah,
look at the
right
map.
out the gate.
Nobody's home. Cadian has this defense on a string, but they're getting an idea of what's coming now. And actually, Heroic not moving in as convincingly, so the defense will arrive as this first round of smokes clear.
Yeah, they might have been worried about some counter utility, but it never really arrived, so they're going to know that.
Ima.
Here. He is on a bit of a flank through the middle, but Jabby's walking in behind him as well. He could get shot in the side of the head, and there we go. Jabby just finding him out in the open. And that's another thing that the slowdown for Heroic has given them.
Pulls the defense on the other side of the map out of position, and now you've got no idea what's coming. Stown with another. Isaac caught off guard. It's all falling the way of Heroic. Masterclass offense on Ancient, and Gamer Legion have nothing to say.
Stretched apart in this round, Jason. They just got pulled all over the map, and they weren't able to handle it. Tessis will take the kill on Sue. And now it is A-Core again, 1 versus 4. Last time, maybe it was a 1 in a million. This is a 1 in a billion. He's far, far away from any action at the B-bomb site. And Heroic, they will be at 14 rounds. This has been an unbelievable run. Sure, they're losing some rifles here at the end, but they are happy to try and take this away. They know he will not have the money to rebuy this rifle.
Yeah, this is actually super valuable to take out of his hands, and I think Stown's going to do it. All right, at the end, 14-11. Gamer Legion have no timeouts remaining to slow down this push from Heroic. They have very little funds to fight back with. This might have to be a half buy. Let Heroic get to 15 and hope you can finally figure it out on defense to rattle off 4 in a row for overtime.
Calling the freeze when you're basically on the A-bomb site is also a very tricky way to play, right? Imma's probably thinking, okay, at least they're going to be preoccupied moving towards A, but then the whole round slows down. Heroic, they find that one almost free.
And you know they're going to be desperate. You know they're going to be going for some kind of a push, and Heroic's able to pick them all apart. Here's another one. Right through the smoke in A main. A-Core and Isaac. Oh, they're going to meet this. Flashbang is perfect. Handled perfectly yet again from Heroic. Into a 5-on-3, and Ima's rifle hasn't even had a chance to say a thing about this round.
You know, the one tool that they did have, sure, they picked up an AK here, but Heroic already going to be at the A-bomb site, ready to put the bomb down. Cadian picking off Kios as well as he was trying to make his way out. He did have an AK on his hand, so he probably wanted to make some sort of a play. But it's done and dusted here. Sue, he's close. He can stick around, look for a rifle, but he can't win the round. 15-11 going to be the scoreline. Heroic with an absolutely world-class performance on this second half, showing what it means to be a championship-level team.
This whole half just feels like Gamer Legion, the best they could do is fight to keep guns in their hands. The only round they won was a desperate one with 5.7s, deagles. When rifles are out, they cannot handle this Heroic attack. Ima's going to be allowed to survive by Heroic. And it's a 4-round lead, 4 chances for Heroic to take this opening map of the semifinals.
Stown showing up today for the first map with 23 kills so far. A huge reason why they were able to bring it back. And you mentioned it earlier, that 1 versus 3 that he managed to clutch for himself to get this whole thing going, to get everyone fired back up again. 4 rounds in a row for Gamer Legion. That is what they need. And there's no delaying it here. M4s are out. They're lacking a couple of nades. They have the defuse kit this time on Imma. Gotta be happy about that. They need to start a round, Jason, without losing a player right off the bat. They need to get a little bit of some kind of momentum on their side. Find a 5 versus 4 in your favor instead.
A-Core boosted up. Both teams with a really passive opening in this round 27. Heroic looking for trickery. Gamer Legion just playing it safe, not wanting to lose it outright in the opening stages.
Tessis and Stown now just walking out the middle. And they've smoked off Imma. He can't really do anything about it right now. And he's lost that fight almost every single time. It looks like they're gravitating towards the B-bomb site. And Sui's making a counter rotation on the other side towards A. That might be real bad news for Gamer Legion. We'll see what this boost can do if it ever comes into play. Echo wants that first shot. And actually, there will be, I think, a boost on the other side. Flashed on over. Oh, and they failed the boost in the middle. mmmra. That's what you needed.
Finally won that fight. Taking him 12 rounds.
Oh, this is desperate now. Jason, only 24 seconds. The bomb is dropped in the middle.
Yeah.
Down now, picking it up, but Isaac and Sui, they're going to be moving up into Donut. 3 people coming at them, only 17 seconds. 1 good kill here for Gamer Legion. That's all they need. Isaac will give them 2, and Sui will absolutely be able to shut it down. No chance now. Out of time and out of players are heroic. Gamer Legion, they need 4 in a row. They've got the first one right here.
And they got it emphatically. 3 players surviving. Good challenge from mmmra, not going away from the fight that he struggled with all half long. This time coming out on top. And perhaps a little bit too conservative from Heroic as the clock dictates the action at the end of the day. Again, a nice double from Isaac. And the double push in Donut works perfectly. 3 more chances.
Gamer Legion, they only need to slip up once here. And the opening map of the semifinals will be washed away by Heroic. And look at this. Smoke in the middle. They're going to be coming through against Isaac. He's ready to set up another double, and even if he's blind, he'll be able to get it. He's running through with the USB out and nearly makes it a triple. Bomb is on the other side, but he's done so much work here. 3 versus 4. Spray is excellent, and right for the smoke. He's going to be catching Yabi as well. All on Stown. And they don't have that much to work with Heroic. They got to be real careful.
Man, Gamer Legion has been surprising this entire event. Every stage that we've played, they have been a surprise, and they're doing it once more here, showing a little bit of fight right at the end of the day. It's going to be 2 in a row. And Heroic's money is in a troubling position. This might be a great opportunity for Gamer Legion to challenge for overtime. Stown's going to find 1. Not nearly enough.
No, and 3 more to go. They know where he's coming from. I mean, again, you can't really win around like this. You need a huge mistake right now for the Gamer Legion side. They've already tagged him up. There we go. mmmra making absolutely sure no clutch is going to be allowed for. Good triple on him. And Gamer Legion 13 to 15. We're going to go down to the 29th round here. Heroic running out of chances to close it, and like you pointed out, the money's suddenly becoming a big factor.
Yeah, and that's why they're calling this 4th and final timeout. Heroic figuring out where they want to go with it. Cadian's got money to buy himself an AK and drop 1 over. Tessus can get 1 as well. They can go with 3 rifles. They can allow Cadian to get a hero rifle and play with it solo with some half buys around it. Save for that final round of the map. But all of a sudden, right at the end, Gamer Legion's got a little bit of fight left in them.
Imagine having to make the call right now for Heroic for how you find that 1 more round. I mean, it's good that you have a timeout to talk it through. You've been winning that fight against mmmra, even if you had a good round right here. Do you want to try and put the pressure on again? They haven't actually been straight up attacking him. I mean, they've had some free fights from him, but maybe you can go at him, right? You can even flash your way through this smoke that you're setting up right now. You can actually try and see if you can take him down. They are going to be in the middle. Early grenade to try and slow it down just a bit.
Cadian goes for the AWP. The only weapon Heroic bring in to fight in this round. Some upgraded pistols next to it. But all eyes on the captain of Heroic. What can he do with the only weapon? He wants an isolated duel, a single one-on-one with the AWP in towards the A bomb site. mmmra and Isaac are there.
He might get what he wants here. Isaac feeling the pressure, getting hunted down. Cadian lets loose a bullet and takes down mmmra at range. And Gamer Legion now, they are in trouble once again. Cadian setting up with the AWP. Not quite hitting that shot, but he has a grenade to at least be able to fall back from the position. And Tessus is moving up, playing it close with a Tech 9. How do you get through this smoke? This retake has to come through. Gamer Legion, they're in trouble. And Cadian again, landing another shot on the AWP. Echo wants to get through. Stown's going to be taken out. It's Yabi now with the pistol. And Cadian hiding back here. Sui, he's run out of time, and down he goes. Yabi will pick it up 16 to 13. As that AWP shot echoes through, and the first map goes to Heroic.
growing up as a kid, a pale kid. I was wearing glasses as well. I've been cross-eyed my entire life. I was the perfect case to be bullied in school.
But it's funny, a picture like this, it's sort of the cliche or like stereotype of a gamer.
I was living the stereotype. I was sitting in my room a lot and playing computer games. I have a massive scar starting from up here, going all the way down. I'd buy a hot dog, buy a cola, 2 bags of chips, and another. I could definitely feel that I was losing control. When you want to lose weight and when you want to change something drastically, there's always a lot of first steps. I think people sometimes need to hear that it's okay to struggle, it's okay to fail, it's okay not to be able to reach your goal instantly. I think there's certain parts of my story that everyone can relate to. The ability to go AFK, to remove myself from the gaming space just once in a while, to recharge the batteries, to feel the desire to get back in, is essential to me.
What began as a masterful T-side for Gamer Legion was firmly answered back by the Danes in that second half. The punchback, too little too late for Shuhei, as Heroic deliver the finishing blow. An essential bounce back, Jacob, from Heroic after a first half where arguably Gamer Legion, they were dictating the pace.
I was starting to get very, very worried on behalf of Heroic. Very worried. They won the pistol round, they converted, they went up 3-0. We think to ourselves, it's normal business for Heroic. They'll cruise their way through this game, but Gamer Legion and Shuhei wanted it very, very differently. Some stellar calling coming out of him. Very good pacing as well, I would argue, on that T-side. They found the loopholes in the defense of Heroic, and it felt like a lot of the rounds they were winning the round with ease, you know. They didn't have to fight for them. They didn't have to necessarily, you know, go into a clutch scenario, 1v1. A lot of the rounds Heroic just opted to save because they simply got outplayed on the server, and to me, that was all down to Shuhei.
I think that what Gamer Legion showed in that first half was the class in terms of the depth, in terms of their T side, the way that when they were setting the pace, they were able to call fast ones, they were able to kind of trick Heroic with some of the plays a little bit, or just work off of the timings that Heroic were throwing out there. And then also when Heroic actually kind of punched back in that half, we saw that Gamer Legion just had the protocols necessary in order to kind of play against the tempo that Heroic was trying to set. They still were able to take mid control late. They were still able to go for late crunches onto bomb sites. So even though that happened, it was Heroic that just ran away with it when they were on the offense.
Yeah, trying to look on the bright side here for Gamer Legion. I'm really glad that we did get to see some incredibly well-drawn executes in that first half. We were hoping that Gamer Legion could be putting it up to the big dogs. Unfortunately, not enough to be sealing it out, but that was a really good first half that we saw from them.
It was a really good first half. I think Gamer Legion deserves credit for that first half, and against any other opponent at this tournament, I think that would have been enough to get a victory. Unfortunately, they're facing Heroic right now, who are playing some stellar Counter-Strike as well.
Well, let's put that Gamer Legion T-side under the spotlight as we move on over to the Mahone zone.
That's right. What I want to talk about today was Gamer Legion's ability to just read the game, and that's why they're so successful on the T side. So let's take a look at this round here. Round 8, it first starts off with a timeout from Heroic. Now, typically, whenever the CT team makes a timeout, what do you expect? You expect aggression. Heroic, they go for aggression here towards this lane side, and look at the way that Gamer Legion respond to this. First thing, Shui, when he comes in, he tosses an immediate flash over towards that ruin side. The flash pops right about here. Now what that does is it actually splits apart this double peek that Heroic had planned, because what was supposed to happen here was that Stan, he was supposed to peek with Yabby here towards that lane side, but because that flash pushes him away, that flash forces Stan away. That allows Shui to then take an isolated fight against Yabby. Now at the same time, Ime, towards this mid position, he gets comms that this mid push is coming through. He jumps up, he doesn't see anybody. He doesn't see anybody. So what does he do? He spams. Now this looks like a lucky spam, but if you look at the placement of the spam, it's actually very calculated. It's right next to the shelf positions, right next to these boxes where typically CTs will want to come up towards here to reinforce that side. So this spam, very calculated. On top of that, A-Core. As soon as he sees that there's no Molotov there, he takes the opening towards this B site. And the moment that he sees these nades flying over, he knows for sure it's an aggressive play towards mid. This has to be the only person towards the B site. He catches Shush. And look at the way that A-Core does it as well. Because the floor is actually sloped, he actually crouches across towards the other side. And what that does is it lowers his elevation in such a way where he can actually pop his head up on the left side like this, where he can pop his head up like this, as opposed to this right corner. That allows him to find this kill onto Tessus. And as soon as they find these kills, they're able to take the B site, and it's just like that. So this is the reason why Gamer Legion was so successful on that T side, is because they're reading Heroic's moves, and they capitalized on it perfectly.
Danny is so correct. They were just reading Heroic like a damn book, and I love that we get to see just one of many examples of A-Core actually managing to open up the bomb site for his teammates.
Yeah, he did well, exceptionally well with the AWP. The fact that he was finding the opening kills, the fact that he was being set up with the utility, the fact that he delivered as an individual. Great to see A-Core also find some footing in this game. We've spoken a lot about Imma, we've spoken about a little Shuhei, but A-Core has also had, you know, in all his silence, almost a very, very solid tournament.
Gentlemen, let's do some counting. What comes after 8?
9.
We're going to put that one under the spotlight as well, because man, this is just so ballsy coming out of Gamer Legion.
Yeah, it's another Gamer Legion where they walk up towards this bomb site and they trade their way out of the problems. Back and forth right here. It's a 3v3, but look at this from Shuhei, just charging down CT spawn. At this point, when he's throwing the smoke right here, even if you were to stop the clip, that's it, that's done, that's dusted. But Shuhei, he wants to go all the way down into CT spawn, and that was a little bit of an overstep. It speaks volume to the confidence that he's playing with right here, but that could have been a game changer. That could have been a round for Heroic. So I will argue that even though they played a very, very good first T side, they also played with an awful lot of confidence. Otherwise, Shuhei wouldn't have done what he did right there.
Yeah, you could see in that play right there that Shuhei just felt like anything he could do at that point was he was untouchable. And maybe that was to his detriment in some ways, but with how that half went for him and how it went for Gamer Legion, you have to respect the fact that he wanted to take the fight right to them, because if he doesn't take the fight to them and he just kind of runs those strats, then Heroic are just going to think, okay, this is kind of, we're going tit for tat, blow for blow. This is more or less expected. But once he throws little curveballs like that into Heroic's face, then they're going to actually start to rethink, wait a second, who is it we're in the server against?
And it paid off, right, in dividends, because that was a 6-round streak for Heroic on that first half, but for Gamer Legion rather.
Yeah.
Then Heroic answering back with round number 10 subsequently coming.
Yeah, they look very solid in round number 10. I'm not going to lie. A force buy coming in for Heroic right here. You see some of that individual skill, and maybe one of the first times where Gamer Legion couldn't quite put up the efficient and the clean executing towards the bomb side. It starts out pretty well for them, getting a couple of trades, but at this point, they're just fighting for no reason whatsoever.
This duel right here is really just shocking to me. The fact that Stown is able to find 2 with an MP9, I'm pretty sure we thought in the green room that Shuhei had heard him, and he should have alerted his team to the fact that Stown was there, and I think that's a little bit of the class difference between these two teams. Even though Gamer Legion can call excellent strategies, even though they can put some great plans together, sometimes it's just individual quality which is going to lift Heroic above Gamer Legion. We saw much more of that in the second half. When the Gamer Legion players, when they're spread out on that CT side, it's a lot harder for them to actually just fight one-on-one against Heroic when there is a flash that's popping right in front of their faces.
Gamer Legion getting 6 in a row. Heroic says, I'll raise you one. I'll give you 7 off of that second half. And it was kind of incredible to get to see that bounce back. As Maui was saying, down to some really incredible individual form coming out of the Danes.
Yes, incredible form coming out of the Danes. I highlighted 2 players going into this game. 2 players that have the potential to be a superstar on the server. That will be Yabi and that will be Stavn. And they were the 2 highest rated players on the T side on the entire server. Not necessarily only them, you know, powering Heroic through that second half, but when you have players with the caliber of a guy like Stavn, when you have an individual who's playing so well and who's so stable in his decision making and his output on the server, it is hard not to imagine that at some point in this game, Heroic were bound to wake up. And they did that in the second half. I think right now, when you look towards Heroic, what is the difference between them now and half a year ago? It's the fact that Stavn has a playmate in Yabi. Those 2 as a duo right now is making a case to be very strong, and a duo you have to fear regardless of who you are.
What's scary now for Gamer Legion is that they've woken up the beast. Heroic were tested there in that first half. What Gamer Legion was trying to throw there was a haymaker, but it ended up just being a glancing blow. If you get 10 rounds against a tier 1 team like that, in a stadium event like this, you're supposed to close. You need to close. On your map pick, switching to the second half, you need to do better than what Gamer Legion did. They couldn't get it done. Heroic now feel like they are the ones that are in charge, and when you let a favorite have momentum, the series is likely over.
And that's exactly what we were prefacing coming into this, right? As much as there have been so many incredibly discovered positives coming out of Gamer Legion, if you are going up against Heroic, you better damn close if you have that advantage, because the Danes, they are just going to destruct you if you even give them an inch, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think the game is sort of following the path that we kind of expected. Gamer Legion, they remain competitive. I think the mini comeback they did in the second half as well to make the score 16-13 also looks better on paper than it perhaps were on the server. It did feel like Heroic already had one Ancient, you know, halfway into that second half. So yes, Gamer Legion, they're putting up a good fight, but in terms of whether or not they're able to take down a team like Heroic, I think we prefaced it already. They shouldn't be.
Yeah, and I think it's Heroic again showing why they're just the most consistent team in Tier 1 CS, that they're not necessarily momentum driven. Like, they used a couple plays themselves to get some of those individuals activated. People like Stavn peeking from Cave off of a support flash from one of his teammates. There was always some kind of plan that was in place, whereas you see a team like FaZe maybe against a team like Gamer Legion, and they're just going to play back. They're going to say, oh, we're going to wait for that mistake that's going to come. The thing was, Gamer Legion wasn't making many mistakes. It was up to the individuals from Heroic to go above and beyond by just hitting nasty shots and having good plans on top of it.
We're talking about a second map coming into things. Heroic's pick, obviously, it's going to be Inferno, and things just not looking, you know, any brighter for Gamer Legion to turn this series around, potentially.
Not at all, not at all. Heroic have played Inferno twice at this tournament so far. They beat FaZe quite convincingly 16-7. They beat Team Liquid as well 16-11, so they're already taken down 2 of the best teams in the world on the map of Inferno. Now, take nothing away from Gamer Legion. It's not a bad team on Inferno. They played a lot as well the past 3 months. They have a lot of records on it, which means there's a lot of material for Cadian and Exist to dive into. So, again, I'm struggling finding an argument as to why Heroic were to lose Inferno. They've looked solid so far. Even against FaZe, they were down 5-2 and ended up winning 16-7. It was dominating coming out of Heroic. So I can't tell you. I can't lie. I can't tell you why Gamer Legion could win Inferno right here against Heroic.
Yeah, I'm having a pretty hard time also. I think this is where the series ends. For me, Gamer Legion had to win Ancient if they wanted to have a chance in this series. It didn't happen. I think this is already why Heroic has kind of flexed into the map pool, forcing Gamer Legion off of their perma pick in Overpass. Like, that itself was such a strong move already in the veto that Cadian Exists. The rest of Heroic, they probably thought in some ways we had already won once that veto came in.
Well, speaking of maps, you guys can have your say in the show match over on Blast.tv. If you're not watching over there already, make sure you switch on over to that platform and get your votes in, because you just have one more ban left, and my heart is broken because they decided to ban out Anubis.
What is wrong with these people?
Why would you do that? The fans have betrayed me. So we've got, what have we got left? Inferno, and I always struggle with the third. Nuke. Love that.
Nuke would be fun.
I like Nuke.
Please, no, Inferno, please.
If you like us,
I think Nuke. Give us Nuke.
Yeah, please.
But we do have Inferno now. Maui, you've been saying you don't feel like there's hope for Gamer Legion to be turning this one around. You were also saying a similar sentiment, Jacob. Anything that we should be looking out for? Do you feel like, you know, Shui might have some cheeky tickles on this one?
It's going to be tough for him. I think one of the things that Heroic does so well is the banana control they always do. They have Yabi over there, they have Tessus over there, they have Cadian sometimes chiming in as well. That trio is always controlling banana. So if I'm Gamer Legion, I'm going to test Shoes and Pit. I'm going to test that big bomb site to begin with. See if there's a bit of an opening and see if you can drag away Cadian from banana, which potentially could open that avenue for them. But it's tough. It's very tough for Gamer Legion.
With Inferno and how it's been playing out at this event, there's a couple of teams that seemingly have unlocked why it has become so much more T-sided. And to be frank, I just haven't seen Gamer Legion prove to me that they know what Hooksy and G2 were doing to win over 80% of their T-side rounds on Inferno. Those were the people that were pushing forward the meta of what's possible. And Shuhei, despite the fact that I think he's such a phenomenal caller on Ancient, on Overpass, I haven't seen it on Inferno, unfortunately. It feels a little bit more typical in terms of what you would expect on this map, and I think Heroic actually play a very similar style. They're not necessarily pushing the meta in any serious direction, but they're both just trying something similar, and Heroic just has the higher quality players.
There's one player you look out for here on Inferno, and that is Cadian. He is averaging a high rating in particular on this map of Inferno, and he likes to roam around. His average rating on the T side on Inferno is 1.12. For an AWP player who's calling as well, that is incredible high. He loves that map, so watch out for Cadian.
Well, we are moving on to map number 2, and it is the pick of the Danes. We do see Inferno gracing our screens, and only one more map potentially separating Heroic from the coveted Grand Finals.
Coveted Grand Finals indeed, and Heroic have made it deep into the playoffs of every major that they've played in. Now they have a chance, one step closer to that trophy that they missed out on in Rio just in the Grand Finals. One last chance to make it to that biggest stage tomorrow evening and fight for one of the final, or the final, major trophy in CSGO.
It's never looked more doable than this for Heroic, right? It's lined up for them. They know that they just have to win this map, and they're going to be back in the Grand Finals. They have the experience from last time, and I'm sure they want to make their way back. Gamer Legion versus Heroic. The second map is coming up right here and right now. And on we go, Jason. It's Heroic starting on the T side, and Gamer Legion, they're going to be on the CT side to begin with. And my God, the desk laid it out for us. They need every single thing they can get. Gamer Legion, Heroic are going to be strong on this map. And Cadian in particular, like Pimp was saying at the end, you know he's going to be a powerful player on this one. Sui looking for the early shot here with the USB, maybe luring them right into the Deagles, or into the Dualies rather. There is a flash to set up for the corner if they want to go for it.
Yeah, but I think spawning Cadian, they're going to hold back on it for just a moment. This is tense over at the half wall. Tess's turn for that flashbang that might come in. Both teams holding their nerve for the moment.
I think it's Shush flashbang they have to worry about. If he pops that right over the wall, a little bit of a boost, that'll reveal something. There comes the flash to set it up, and Echo just ducking back in the corner. They found it, they isolated him, and they've taken him down. Tess's did a good job. He runs out of bullets, but it will not make a difference. 3 kills to start this pistol with. Gamer Legion, there's not much they could do right here.
No.
Try and get some kills if you can, but you're not going to be winning the round.
They just got worked, absolutely set up. A little bit of presence shown on a boost to set up that flashbang, which is perfect. The Dualies tucked behind sandbags awaiting a defensive flash that was just too late. Nice openings provided by Tess's and Stown, and an early start for Heroic.
That pop you heard right as Echo was going down was from Kios throwing the flashbang inside of the bomb site to try and help out Echo, to try and swing the tide of that battle. But whatever that flashbang went, it just wasn't in the perfect position, right? They weren't nearly flashed enough. And it's going to be...
It's not for that position, right? It's meant to allow them to swing, and unfortunately they were so defensive and tucked down and massively ineffective. Shush falls as well, right at the end. And I hope Gamer Legion had a good chat between matches, because their defense on Ancient was a sieve. There was nothing holding back Heroic, and it could be something similar here on Inferno.
In the mental game of recovering from what could have been a map 1, the way that it played out to begin with, and then the inability to close the door on Heroic and leave them wanting on Ancient, just... You're going to have to find a way to forget about that right now. You'll have time after this game, whether you win or lose, to think about it. Right now, in the middle, Shush, the spray, it's immaculate. Taking down 4 of them, and mmra on the Dualies, just running away from the action. But yeah, a little display of power from Shush.
Yeah, well, give us a little cowboy glimpse if you're mmra. Go for a couple kills of his Dualies. Gonna turn around, he's got to find the range, the distance, the time to pounce, and oh boy, Shush with an ace. To start Inferno, Shush gets all 5 kills, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, no Cowboy Heroics coming out this time. Okay, it combines to this one, so it's not all bad. I mean, you know this can happen. Obviously, the attempt is to try and overwhelm a single player that's down there, but once they line up for each other, it's a little bit too much. M4's in play, but some notable grenades that are going to be lacking. And again, a defuse kit not there. Those Molotovs, they're going to need them at some point.
Light utility, as you mentioned, they don't have a lot of it, so conserving things down Banana. So he's just going to keep top Banana control. Heroic not fooled at all. They know it's going to be a 3rd round buy. 2 MAC-10s still in play on Stown and Cadian over towards Banana. Smoke's thrown out mid by Heroic to keep the defense honest, but this is always going to be a hit at this B bomb site. It's Shuhei and Kios to defend.
Yeah, they knew that there was 2 people at top mid. They could probably assume that there was a 3rd one in the pit somewhere because of the pop flash that was going in. Although look at the rotation coming from Gamer Legion. They're going to have 3 people here, but they might be a second too late. Smokes are already up, and look, double run through into construction. Shuhei gets completely bodied by Stown. And now Kios inside of the bomb site. He needs some backup, but it's not going to be coming, and they just clean it up like it was nothing. mmra and Isaac, they didn't even get to rotate out of the A bomb site.
I was gonna say, did anyone even shoot a weapon? That's so easy for Heroic. That's free as hell. And Cadian doesn't even upgrade. He keeps the Mac 10 for the moment, but that is way too easy. Oh, I like this. Look at Shush. Hold on to the bomb plant. Get your team in a position to hunt down the weapons.
Oh, wow.
Heroic want to be ruthless on this potentially deciding map.
You're feeling confident if you're delaying that bomb plant. I mean, you know that they're not going to be showing up, but still giving away a chance maybe to hunt another rifle down. That's all they're going to have. That double push towards CT spawn and construction, and obviously the fact that they get the Mac 10 jump around the corner will definitely win you the round like that. But that's not every day. Sometimes T's will push through on that side, but putting 2 people in there definitely a little bit out of the meta. It works really well. mmra getting found, although he will get the kill on Stown at the very least. Isaac is under some pressure, and they know exactly where he is now. So one of the rifles gone. mmra's going to be a little bit careful that he doesn't run too close to the explosion. Slowly getting chased down here. Oh my god! Everything is going the way of Heroic. In the waning seconds of that round, they find him with a wall bang.
3-0. And nothing saved. Good luck in round 4. Some pistols being upgraded. That's disgusting from Stown. But yeah, this wraparound and the slow pace of this B hit, what are you supposed to do when you're left in the bomb site all on your own? That's a horrible way to start a half if you're Gamer Legion. That makes you feel absolutely terrible. It makes you feel useless. And they'll be fighting against those vibes this entire time.
Yeah, they upgraded some pistols, but that's about all they have right now. I mean, they pulled a miracle like this once on Ancient, and it did sort of inspire a little bit of confidence, but to have to rely on this, right? To have to rely on them walking into a stack for the 5-7s or the Eagles or whatever to pick up a couple of kills each. It's not what you want to be doing early on here. Tess is testing out the walls as much as he can. And Acor is playing solo on this side of the map.
Yeah, no stress at the moment, just probing. Lured the entire defense over. 52 seconds left on the clock, and Heroic is going to start knocking on the door up middle. Utility being spent just to get up and control safely. Looking to pull anyone over at B out into the open so Stown can grab information for the team. But there's nothing to stop Heroic.
No, short of Acor getting 3 kills in succession here, this is going to be a very easy round for Heroic. Actually, they're going to turn it into a B-split, so maybe not. It's interesting. I don't know about this one. 25 seconds, Jason. They're running into a 3-man stack at the moment. They did get one of the kills. Sui playing up close to the 5-7. He's the instant headshot, and he'll get it as well. Now, the clock is getting a bit dangerous. Only 15 seconds. They might have made a big mistake here. They're still finding the shots, and Isaac, the only one left. 10 seconds on the clock, and a wide swing for Tessus to open up the bomb site. That got scary. That got way worse than it needed to be. But Heroic still win the round.
Yeah, that got real sketchy. Heroic maybe playing a little bit too cute for their own good. Almost get caught out, but well done from Tessus. Some critical kills, defending the bomb planter as well. It's 4-0. Now the op is out in the hands of Acor. That was a huge piece of the puzzle on Ancient, even though it never got going on defense. Here on the CT side of Inferno, if he can catch fire, if he can be mobile, be confident, take some early peeks, get some opening kills, that would be a massive benefit for Gamer Legion. And a quick angle towards alternate mid.
He's almost stepped wide enough to see Shush down in the middle, but it's very risky to try and do it. There's something there to work with. 18 health. And if you're on Blaster TV, you can vote for the first player that you want to see in the show match. Right now it looks like it's going to be simple. I'm not surprised whatsoever. Round number 5, Jason. They have still some grenades to work with here for Gamer Legion. This is kind of doable. Double setup towards the quad side. Do you like this defense?
Yeah, I mean, look, they don't have a Molotov. They don't have that. That smoke is just deployed now. That's well timed, so that might make things a little bit easier. Minute left on the clock. Heroic still have plenty of time to think of different options. And actually, they're not super confident in that aggressive defense. Leaving Ima all on his own, boosted up right next to Boiler. Here comes the set piece. Shui's wrapped around, and now it looks a little bit strong.
Yeah, he's got a Molotov that he's thrown down and a smoke on top. He had 2 grenades left, and that's going to open it up. But the boost is completely naked to Tessa's walking in on the other side now. Sui and Isaac, how do you get back into this round? Smoke up deep, another one going down. There was a gap, but it's going to be gone instantly. Sui knows he has to do something to get his team back on this one. Even low on health, he just wants to find something. A-core. There's the bomb. He can't find the shot, though. He did get the first one. Maybe a chance. There we go. Bomb's dropped now. This is a nightmare. Heroic. They had the entry, but they could never get the bomb down on the low ground. And Sui going to be able to pick up the last couple of kills there. A-core, though, definitely the one that saved them.
You're not going to get a gift like that from Heroic too often, though. I'm not quite sure what caused Heroic to stall out on that hit. They get this opening kill, able to jump out and wrap around lane. It's the perfect call. That round looks beautiful up until the point where there's a gap in the smoke and A-core gets some clean looks. But it felt like Heroic could have had control of that bomb site any number of times. But Gamer Legion get their first on the board instead. 3-round lead.
They were in position for it, no doubt. Anyone would have made the jump down there with the bomb, and at least it would have been a bomb plant and a tougher round for Gamer Legion to try and win. Run boost over the middle for A-core to try and take a deep look down there. And actually, he's going to be rotating back with mmra as well. They're a little bit worried that there might be a faster play towards the B bomb side.
Forced out an early piece of utility from this B defense. Just a narrow shot flying past Kioz's head. But that's going to be intimidating that Cadian's willing to challenge with the op into the bomb site. Oh, he spotted the Molotov, a little bit of damage. Nade comes out, almost takes him down, just a little bit more chip damage. And Heroic might just fall into this B hit now. They know the position of the op, they know the position of the rotator.
How does Sui help out Kios, who's at the back here? He's smoked off on both angles, and he's going to walk right through it. That's bold. Ready to try and play around the fountain. They should know where he is. I think they heard that footstep right there, and they just hard clear it out. Chaos on his own, and they're slowing it down. Heroic, they're making it so hard. He would love like a quick fight where he can really just, you know, swing around the pillar and try and take him one at a time, but they just slow it down, and he gets very nervous in the back of the bomb site.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's great that he got in, but neither one of the two defenders were actually watching to see how Heroic was progressing. Kios had nades out that whole time, not able to stop the opening kill from Shush. And that gives Tess's all the control, all the space in the B bomb site. So a miscue and Heroic get everything they want. 5-1. But Cadian wants these weapons.
Yeah, realizes one of them is down there. At least put on a little bit of pressure, but looks like he's going to try and keep the AWP alive. They're probably the better choice. 5-1 in favor of Heroic. The second map in the semifinals, and it is looking beautiful for the Danes at the moment. At least for 5 of them, not equal.
Yeah. Oh. Ah, he blew up the chicken. A little bit of nerves, taking a shot at everything that moves.
I mean, if you were going to be nervous, then now it's the time for it.
First time out called by Gamer Legion. Ash held onto it as long as he could, but now he wants a conversation. Try and get the boys fired up. You're going to buy coming into this round. Kiaz will get a drop. It'll be another strong position for the defense, but Heroic today, this T side is clicking.
We haven't really seen Gamer Legion try to take deep banana control. Is that something that you'd like to see them try? Is it too risky?
You might as well throw it a shot. What have we got? What have we got today?
Mac 10s, Jason.
A Mac Daddy.
He's pulling blues. Unacceptable. Give it a shot again.
Yeah, a couple of the times they've had buys, Gamer Legion, they really haven't had the nades, the Molotovs to go deep down right. They really haven't had like the entire kit of utility you need to take that deep banana control. But at this point, yeah, switch things up perhaps and go for it. Although I don't think that's the main critical problem they're having. Heroic's equally not really challenging banana early a whole lot.
Next case is going to be a knife chase, and I'm calling it down.
Isaac's in trouble. It's all down to timing on this jiggle. He's going to swing right into it. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Lucky to be alive.
You don't like to see that. 12 health on him. All about the timing on this one.
Look at how much pressure Heroic's able to apply, though, early on with these opening moves. Last round, it was Cadian challenging into B with the AWP, forced a defensive smoke. This one puts Isaac down to 12 HP, and he has to drop an early smoke as well. Heroic having a lot of success in their opening plays, and now into mid-control.
Yeah, look at the minimap. Look at how far back Gamer Legion are. Pushed back into the A-bomb site. They're not out on banana. They really don't know anything about what's coming next. Stound's going to be creeping on in, and might have had the chance there, but Sui could it be better this time. Taking down Stound, and now they're going to try and see if they can hit this bomb site. Same recipe for Heroic. 4 people entering. Chaos flashed into the fight, but the counter flashes are just as good. 8-4 on the double, back with a triple, and that will be plenty of enough. That's the firepower that they need. Gamer Legion now with a second round on the board.
Yeah, this time as well, able to put a stop to Heroic's attack. A Molotov, a smoke on top of it, forced them into uncomfortable execute. And Heroic get annihilated. Good shooting from Acor, the AWP comes alive. Yeah, we take that. Shush and Tess both having the same idea to jump up over the top. Flashbangs delay them, and obviously Acor puts a stop to everything.
Well, let's see how much it slows down Heroic, right? Because so far, nothing really has. They're going to be putting some pressure on this one. Suhei, though, good for the first opening shot. The Molotov finally going to spread far enough to burn him. But he'll put up the smoke and just make a run for it. That's a good win. That kill might have actually won them the round.
Nice job from Acor, though. He actually peeks down mid, gets away with one, and actually spots exactly where they're progressing on the map. Oh, headshot angle. Yabby's got that. It's going to take Acor away from mid. It's going to take Ima away from mid. It's going to give space to Heroic, and now they can work up ramp side.
Yeah, and I bet you if Yabby had more health, he would have been pushing Ima running out of the Molotov like that, but didn't really feel comfortable. Chaos here, just playing around a little obelisk. He's good for the one kill, and the spray is great. Double on him, and Acor, not even scoped up, but still lightning fast to take down Cadian. Gamer Legion finding some back-to-back rounds here, and even better, getting the Heroic economy all the way down. They can't really buy into this round. Gamer Legion might have brought themselves just a little bit of breathing space.
Yeah, this has been a wonderful recovery. 3 of the last 4 rounds in their favor and doing it all pretty clean. Acor's AWP has helped out in a big way, but more than anything, they're keeping track of where Heroic is on the map. Perhaps benefited by stylistically Heroic playing these grouped up 4-1 T-sides. Might be time to spread that out now. And Ima's getting a bit of courage. A peek down in towards ult mid. Isaac in the open. Molotov put out, but he loves this fight, but not for long.
That should be enough. That should be enough of a slowdown. M4, well, it was in the hands of Stound, but it took a grenade. I think if they could have cleared out the apartments, they could have tried to see if they could get the pop down towards Pit. Not going to be possible here, and Ima will clean it up at the end. That's a nice triple.
It feels like the game has started. Feels like the game's finally here. Both teams, the defense locking things down. A good mini comeback from Gamer Legion so far, 4-5. They've got some energy back into the Acor arena as well. A timeout is taken from Heroic, their first.
Yeah, Heroic really managed to silence the crowd on that first map, and going into the second one, it's been a very similar story. A 5-4. And Heroic now having to dig a little bit deeper. They are on the T side, so the fact that they got 5 rounds is already probably make them feel fairly confident. But obviously, being in the semifinals of a major, you're not thinking about, like, is it going to be 5? So you just want all the rounds, every single thing you can get. If they can make this an 11-4 half, they will. Right now, it's Shush on top of the scoreboard. He did start with an ace in that early round, so still 9 kills on him. Tess is at 7. And Acor and him are the 2 players on the other side that are trying to put some pressure on. 3-man setup at the top of banana. We talked about whether or not they wanted to fight for the deep banana control, which will give you some other options defensively So far, just putting a couple of shots through, but they are pretty aggressive here.
Yeah, this is the most aggressive we've seen him just for a triple nade deep. Doesn't do nearly as much damage as they would have liked. Shush and Isaac exchanging fire down mid. Oh, look at, you want to talk about aggression. Pop flash, a chance for one, a chance for two, and even a dink on Cadian. What a nice opening from Sue.
Heroic, they were so far back and they still just weren't really ready for it. Tess is going to get caught as well. Surely you're not doing anything else that deep on the ramp, really. Yabi brings one back. But from the looks of things right now, Yabi would have to do all of the work.
Yeah, Yabi has to open something up over in Halls. He's the one chance that Cadian has to get involved in the action. 2 on 3 with 50 seconds left on the clock. And perhaps grouping up towards Banana, saying, maybe it's just one player. Maybe they've shifted 2 back to the A bomb site. Maybe this is where we want to attack. And they'd be right. They do have 2 smokes.
Yeah, but how do you get past this?
As soon as Acor gets flashed off this angle. Oh, there it is. I guess the answer is you don't. Acor's got them both.
Yeah, at that range, and Acor looks warmed up.
Everyone from Gamer Legion looks warmed up. They all seem to have gotten into this. This push from Sue, the aggressive stance in middle behind the smoke. Obviously, Acor's off is heated up nicely. Things looking good all of a sudden for Gamer Legion. 4 in a row and 5 of the last 6.
And tying up the game. Heroic were primed to run away with this first half, but they've really been slowed down. And again, the economy's catching up to the Danish side now. Got some Tech 9s out, got some P250s and a Deagle as well. Any damage they could do in this one round would absolutely help them out later on. Gamer Legion down to 2 players in that previous round, so definitely want to be in a position where you can do some damage here. How do you find someone though? Sue up close to the bottom of Banana. Got a crossfire with Kios. Oh, this is dangerous. He's going to have the reload back in time. Sue, good for only the one. And Kios, you want to be real careful on this one. If he'd taken a bullet to the face as well, that could have been at least a bomb plant on top for Heroic.
Yeah, well done considering that timing on the reload. That was almost a catastrophe. Back up towards mid, but Ima's got an aggressive stance as well. If they can neutralize him, Isaac would be left alone at the A bomb site. Cadian and Yabi gonna take their time. Over towards apartments we go.
He saw the smoke in the middle and he's reading it very well. He's saying, you know what, I'm gonna go find out exactly what is going on. He's found empty middle. Isaac just has to not die. Just don't even fight for too long. I mean, maybe if you get a first shot here, it's gonna be just fine, but you don't even have to stick around. Cadian, there's not much he could do. Swinging out wide, and Isaac will be able to close out the round. Gamer Legion back with a round lead now. 6-5 in their favor.
Yeah, this is lovely. It looked like Heroic might run away from this half. What a good lockdown from Gamer Legion, spurred forward by Acor in his op. And now they've got money behind this. They've got swagger and confidence in their peaks. And they've got a 1-round lead. Trying to even things up and take us to a third map. That would be Mirage, still a long way away.
Yeah, Heroic have already proven once before that you really can't underestimate them. Even if it looks like Gamer Legion are going to be playing very well, it is not over until it's over here. Tess is clearing out the A apartments. Down and Cadian working as a duo on the other side of the map, and they're going to be clicking out or clearing out Banana at the moment. But once again, Gamer Legion are kind of giving up on that. They're saying, we don't want to stick around and fight it. We'll let you have it for now. And that beat defense at times, that's how Heroic got their success early on. They were able to overpower it whenever there's this double setup.
Acor is going to get tested here. Yabi and Tess is, horrible timing. They know they've got the advantage and they press it. Defense shifting to close the gap. Utility being spent and Stown listening for information, ready to make his move.
Tested and coming out a little bit short on that one. Now Tessus is going to be able to help out. If anyone tries to rotate, they're going to get caught by him. You could see he's set up for it here. Isaac not going to get flashed around the corner. And actually Tessus, he gives up on the angle. And that's a mistake. Maybe Gamer Legion can come back into this round. 40 seconds. Flank is coming in. Yabi, he's got the grenade in hand. And there's the timing. Ima able to pick up a kill. Heroic, they had their opportunity, but now it is gone. Cadian, the last one left. In a 1 versus 3 to try and clutch this round, but he has no idea where they are.
Well, Ima's even giving up on the flank. He's rotating all the way back through CT spawn to join up. Cadian sees one. He'll have no idea about the second. A double peek. What a defense from Gamer Legion, and uncharacteristically, Heroic give him the opportunity.
There's been a couple of times in this match so far.
Twice now.
Yeah, where it just looks like Heroic maybe are overthinking things a little bit. If Tessus just holds this angle and he wins this fight, that's going to be a huge one. But obviously, mmmra in the middle, that one took almost everything away from Heroic.
I mean, you have to say, good utility dump as much as Gamer Legion had at the B bomb site to delay that B hit as long as possible, because that's what allows the flank to come in. And there he is. There's the boy getting hyped up. Feeling it now. 2-round lead for Gamer Legion.
They should be feeling it. They're building something amazing here on the first half. Early fight one. mmmra again back on the scoreboard. Sui wide swing behind the flashbang. And he's at least good for the one. They know Chaos. They could see it. He is the one that threw that flashbang.
Oh my lord.
That's really risky.
How bold.
Cadian ready to take the fight, but he can't defeat Chaos on this one. Shushin, Tessus just left, and they're getting to go for a flank. There's the bomb down, and he just wants to keep on fighting. Chaos finding more multi-kills. He is building a name for himself tonight. 13-5, Jason, on him.
Yeah, Ima's really working this map very well. He's being super proactive on defense. This is the opening kill, challenging Yabby at an awkward moment. But he's been active behind the smokes in middle this entire half. And Gamer Legion has forced yet another timeout out of Heroic. Heading into round 14, their second, as they have been stumped and locked out. Not even a bomb plant in the last 7 rounds.
It's unbelievable what's happening here, because the story was really unfolding nicely for Heroic. It was about them running away with the first half and possibly just cruising straight into the grand finals. And now the mood has completely changed. Here we go.
What have we got, baby? Don't let us down.
This one's...
Oh, no.
I can feel it already, Jason. You know it, too. It's set up for it. Oh, it's another blue, Jason, isn't it? The blues just keep on coming.
Another run boost, a chance for Ima. Oh, this is what I'm talking about, baby. I love this. He's got the hot hand, and they're setting him up nicely. Another opening kill for Ima. Suhei, deep down banana, finds 2.
Second player was so flashed coming through that one. Never stood a chance. The Tech-9s have fallen short here for Heroic. Oh, Chaos, yeah, that's the right idea. Do it again, my man. Good double. And a 9-5 scoreline as we go into the 15th round.
If you're Heroic and a round like that comes out, you feel like you've lost complete control of this map, like you've been absolutely ruined.
They have lost control.
It's all gone horribly wrong. Crowd chanting for Chaos. Final round of the first half.
Yeah, they love him right now, don't they? He's had one of the hardest jobs so far, which is defending that B bomb side, often in a very, very tough attack from Heroic. Now the Danes are on the back foot. They need a 6th round here just to kind of prove to themselves that they can do something. They've lost 8 rounds in a row. Gamer Legion have taken over the first half completely out of nowhere.
Yeah, but this
mmmra
is fast.
and Isaac, they're on their own.
This is fast pace. Heroics changed the timing. They're going to wrap around the bomb site. Oh, Ima and Isaac, are they even aware of the possibility? Are they going to be ready for this? Ima doesn't look like it whatsoever. Nade in hand. Oh, pinned down behind the box as well. Gets 1. Isaac has helped recover, but down is too much.
He almost had the second kill. Ima for a minute, I believe he could. Stown's going to be picking up the AWP. Some shots are ringing out, and there's a good kill. Chaos goes out of the round. Acor and Sue, how do you get this retake on? You need to find a kill right now. More grenades are just raining down to lock out that library position. They're trying to run their way through, but Cadian is able to catch one. And all on Acor, he can't get the job done. 9-6 at the end, but Gamer Legion with an unbelievable comeback in the first half. We'll see if it's enough for the second half.
I think what makes me proud of myself is actually not so much like the trophies and the winning moments. I think it's more like how I behave as a leader.
Følg hinanden i dag, gutter. Det mener jeg fucking. Støt til den i hver beslutning. Kom så. Let's take it away. Again, Oliver. Fire!
It's a bit like narcissistic, but sometimes I would wish I had a leader like me when I was like playing at a younger age, because I think that my career has definitely had like a really bumpy road, and I think like under different reigns, under different leadership, there's a chance that things would have been different. I guess you can say I admire to try and be the leader that I wish I had early on in my career.
Flash long. Nothing long. No. What? He went back. Yeah.
Not sure.
I said flash long. I can flash long. Do it. Flashing. Dead one. Pop. What should be?
Banana coming.
Close B1. 2. I smoke it.
Yeah, do it. I'm holding flash.
Coming in. Smoke off.
I'm flashing.
Open 2. Open 2.
They're coming in. I'm land.
2 dead.
Nice.
Get smoked.
Nice.
Nice.
Good job, Freddy.
Nice.
Smoking. All coverage and banana.
I have it.
The tension, the seriousness of a major semi-final has descended on Paris. Gamer Legion have fought back in the opening half. It looked like they were going to get absolutely knocked out, but they have strength that nobody knew existed in them. 9-6, Jason, at the end of it. They are primed to take the second map. They can do it and get us on to a third. They might keep this semi-final alive a little while longer.
Yeah, but overcoming Heroic's defense is no easy task. And once again, we're going to get a CT push on the pistol round out of Heroic. And Cadian's going to have a real early flank. Knows what's coming, but they've got to slow it down, and indeed they do. Yabby, Cadian, fill up the scoreboard.
The dually is just way too much in this one. And Isaac, he snuck back through construction, but they already know they've got him triangulated, and now the entire rest of Heroic are showing up on the other side. So pistol round here, it's going to be good for Heroic. Cadian with the triple. And after losing 8 rounds in a row, they come back and do a little bit here at the very least.
Yeah, grab the last round of the first half, grab another pistol round under the belt. They won both on Ancient as well, now both here on Inferno. Gonna make things just a little bit more difficult for Gamer Legion to win. You don't get that easiness of fighting against pistols. And with no bomb plant, Gamer Legion going to save up entirely for the third round bye.
And you saw what happened in the first half at the beginning when Gamer Legion didn't really have the money. They didn't have the grenades to lock down Banana the way that they probably wanted to. Definitely cost them a little bit early on. So Heroic hoping that they can make their way past that a bit earlier. And just start with all the weapons and all the grenades that you want on the CT side. They do make such a difference on this map.
they're just gonna have a little bit of fun. Fitting in Paris. We've seen Shocks, we've seen RPK. Gamer Legion now taking a French timeout.
Yeah, Kenny in the building as well, I know, somewhere. So we got all the French legends coming out, which is only fitting. Wouldn't want it any other way. Speaking of French Counter-Strike, I mean, Vitality are still yet to play later on today. Oh, they missed the chicken, Jason.
They're looking to cause just a little distraction to force some utility out of the defense, but Heroic doesn't give a damn, and actually Tessus doesn't even have utility to spend, so him and Shush are just chilling, waiting for this final play to come in. For Gamer Legion, looking to continue silencing the doubters, looking to continue proving everybody wrong with their run in the Paris Major. For Heroic, this event is about redemption from their loss in Rio. It's about completing this run that they've been on coming out of the online era. Their rise as a team and as a unit, yet to hoist a major trophy. They've gotten so close. Looking to do it here in Paris.
Unquestionably, from the outset, one of the favorite teams to make it all the way through. All right.
Nicely done, boys.
Well done, lads.
Congrats to everybody involved. 9-8, one-round lead for Gamer Legion. They've got AKs back on the board in round 18.
And holding on to the MP9s. A bit of a bonus round that's coming up from Heroic. Not necessarily a bad choice. I think out of all the maps, surely Inferno is one of the best ones to have an MP9 on the CT side.
Well, both of them are at the B bomb site, so perhaps a little bit shallow on the defense there in terms of stopping power. Gamer Legion just now has control of top banana. That's going to pull Katie in to start shifting towards CT spawn. Utility dump from Tessus. And I think Gamer Legion's just going to be happy with the control they have and just go for it.
Are they going to be able to spam enough down through the smoke? Well, now that Tessus is running away, this has started to look incredibly sketchy.
Yeah, interestingly that he's doing it as well. Yeah, I was going to say, he's getting called back because Shush is aggressive in mid, so is Stown. They see nothing. They all know it's going to be a B hit, and here we come.
Yeah, this boost is going to be impressive. They need the first kill, and they need to survive as well. Gabby, oh, actually, Tessus is powering on through. That is a lot of chaos on the B-bomb side. Gabby, they still don't know about it, and he's going to get one more kill, but they catch him through the smoke. And Katie, do you want to risk it? Do you want to wait for the teammates, or do you want to go through the smoke? And the answer has already been given.
Shush has nades, and Stown on the flank. This is a smart call for Katie to be patient.
Yeah, flash goes out, but nobody really peeking behind it. Going to be smoked off on the one side. Actually, that smoke will block off Stown, and there's going to be a good kill. Sui is out of it. Aiko, 1 versus 3, and he's not going to be able to do anything about it. Shush just going clean through. Oh, man. Heroic winning the early one. Surviving with the bonus round. I'm going to tie up the scoreline 9-9. That smoke that's thrown over towards the banana side on the retake, you have to assume that if any of the Gamer Legion players would have been playing there, they would have never expected Stown to come in with the flank, right?
Yeah, that's the idea of it. Wasn't even needed, though. Good job from Shush on the retake, and Heroic continue to barrel forwards. 4 rounds straight, 3 in the second half.
That ties up the game. Pockets of the Heroic fans here in Paris trying to drown out the rest of them that were heavily on the Gamer Legion side. It's Katie in to begin with. Shuts down Acor in the middle. Getting a little bit close here for the pistols. That could have been a kill on Stown. That's not a bad range to take the fight with. And
oh, dear.
Sue, that should have probably been a kill.
Yeah, they had their chances. This round was about limiting the economy that Heroic was going to work with. And they don't get anything that they would have liked. Ima's going to be smoked off with his deagle.
Yeah, just the deagle and nobody to find at the moment. Bomb is down in the middle, so again, you're right, some damage here would have really made a difference.
Yeah, this is going to make Heroic feel a lot more comfortable. With a 1-round lead, they're going to be up 10-9. All the money in the world. And bang, Shush finds him at the end.
I mean, we saw it on Ancient. The way that it played out, that first half, very competitive. Looked like Gamer Legion were going to be able to take the whole thing. And then on the second half, Heroic never looked back. They just ran them down, hunted them down, and decisively won that Ancient map. Even if it was close at the end in terms of the overall score, Heroic just looked like they were unbeatable on that map.
And Heroic
have do the same thing again.
Heroic have so many options on the CT side too now with this amount of money. We know teams on Inferno play it pretty conservative on retakes, very hard bomb sites to retake, so save a couple of guns here or there. Heroic might have 3 or 4 buys behind them at this point. Let's see what Gamer Legion's got. They've got a giant hill in front of them they need to climb.
What a setup. Did get the flick in as well, but not enough for the kill. 1 round lead for Heroic. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's the money, it's the economy that's on their side. And it's the slowdown for Gamer Legion that they never recovered on the opening map. They weren't able to summon the same strength that Heroic were. And at the end of the day, that's easily the difference between being stopped in the semi-final or making it all the way through to the grand final. Just that little bit of difference here. All the money spent on Gamer Legion as they are taking a look at that banana position.
And once again, a stack for Heroic towards the B bomb site. Cadian's there with his ult. Tessus is in support with utility. Yabby boosted up. Even Stown is actually kind of shifting around at the moment. Picking up some nades to head back towards A, but he had a deep angle from ult mid, so I mean, he's able to let Heroic know that this stack is still in its right position. Gamer Legion not really challenging anything on the map at this point.
Yeah, whatever you want to do right now, I feel like pushing back down from where he is going to be important, right? Because you can't let him get this information for free.
And Heroic's happy to let you have banana. They love it. They want you to finish there. Nicely timed Molotov is going to keep 8 core at bay, down to 55.
Yeah, that actually couldn't have been better. 40 seconds left, and Cadian is making the rotation now. They have a good feeling about this one. Look at how many nades are left on Heroic. If they just get in the position, the grenades alone could make the difference. Cadian, oh wow, that's a dangerous move, but he just runs right out there. Flash on the one side, trying to keep them back. We're down to 24 seconds. If you want to go, Gamer Legion, it's going to have to be right now, but again, the utility for the Danish side is just overpowering. 15 seconds on the clock. They're running out of time, Jason. They have to go right now, and it has to be flawless. 10 seconds on the clock, and Stown is ready to destroy them inside of the bomb site. No scope for Aco. Only 4 seconds left.
Doesn't
and the
matter.
bomb plant, they can't get it. They had the kills, but not the time.
And that's a worrying sign. Gamer Legion never pulling the trigger on that hit. They were moving into it for 30 seconds and just never actually hit the go button. Even if these kills all go the way they wanted, I don't even know if they have the time for that. That is a tough setup to break, to be able to safely plant. 2-round lead now for Heroic.
And that's a frustrating loss, right? You had the kills, you needed to go a little bit earlier, but that one Molotov as well to slow them down. I mean, it all comes back at the end of it to make a huge difference.
And because they keep...
Oh, look at this move. mmmra blown up at the start of it.
And because Gamer Legion have 3 players surviving, even in a loss, they're kind of forced to buy up around it. This is a great chance for Heroic to springboard this into a suffocating lead. Acor's playing with death, and oh, okay. Somehow he finds one.
Shush, you need a flashbang to get rid of him here, or he will definitely get at least the 1 kill. Stown in the middle as well, holding on his own. Oh, they're jumping down everywhere. Stown holding up his end of the bargain, and Isaac, he gets a great transfer. I have no idea how. Stown and Shush both blown up, and now the rotation for them, the A-Core, ready to snipe them out of it. Gamer Legion looking for their first round in the second half, and they just got it.
Yeah. No reason for Cadian to go for this. Nice round from A-Core, but it's all on Isaac. That spin is unreal. Gamer Legion needs a little bit of Counter-Strike love to get their first round in the second half, but they'll take it.
Yeah, and it's still early on. I mean, they have lost 5 in a row, but it's not completely done yet. They can still make it back and win this. A-Core's played a magnificent game. He's got 16 kills. With that AWP fighting all over the place, he's going to be caught eventually. He has to run from the bomb plant.
And Isaac wants that off. Might give a chance over to Cadian. He's going to go for it. Oh, I love this. Cadian is out for blood, and Isaac wants nothing to do with the fight. The intimidation factor. But cut into a 1-round lead.
What a way to start this round.
This is nasty. This is what I want to see. He knows there's one behind him. What a transfer. 90 degrees of perfection.
That's unbelievable. But that's what you need. And you need a lot of it right now. We're going to have to see more of that out of Gamer Legion. Or they might be left in the dust here. Another timeout. Third one for Heroic as we enter into the 22nd round.
Money's not pretty for Gamer Legion. That's, I think, what this timeout would be about for Heroic, is knowing and realizing getting 4 kills even in a loss in that round before they had 3 players save. You know their money is not any kind of strength for them, so a win here is massive. Starts setting up Heroic's final walk into the grand finals.
One round separating these two teams. But one map on the side of Heroic already. The pressure will be on Gamer Legion. They'll start to feel it soon. A little bit of a flash around. Chaos, that's a good opening. He probably should have been dead there. But Tessus will at least get the revenge. And the money on both sides looking very questionable at the moment. Tessus deep Molotov lands way behind him. He sees an opening. If he finds out that nobody's here, but it's going to have to be quick. Shush is alone. I don't think there's going to be time. They might have found the opening here.
Oh, they're
it's
going in quiet.
just him in the pit, and they know exactly where he is. Molotov on top. He could try and buy time, but it'll be another 10 seconds before any of his teammates even begin to show up, and they just edge him out. Acor will find another kill before he's down.
Bombs in pit. Bombs in pit. They can't get into the bomb site. This is still a fight. This is still a battle. And Gamer Legion, oh, this is going to be a tough one to work out a solution.
Oh, well, that might do it. Jiggle coming in from Suhei, and he makes the run, risks it all, running into the bomb site. Man, you're right, that did get a little bit too close. But that's a tight game. Jason, we're going to be at 11-11.
Yeah, this goes, the swing, the economic swing goes the other direction. Now it's Heroic who are out of funds, especially if Isaac can hunt this down. If he can find this timing, almost connects. 54 HP taken off. But that'll be it. It's going to be tied at 11, and Heroic have no money.
Ima looking to see if he can steal the rifle. Gotta be careful you don't lose too much. I mean, that AWP is pretty worth having on the Gamer Legion side. But a tied game. Second map, and there we go. A nice shot as Stown tries to make the jump for information.
All right, this gets interesting. Gamer Legion about to take potentially a 1-round lead. Right in the closing stages. Survived an early onslaught from this defense, and they found a way to crack through. They've taken the money out of the hands of Heroic. Grab a lead and ride that advantage.
A stack at the B bomb site, a smoke over on the A bomb site, just to try and see if that's enough to push somebody into it. And they got that wall set up at the back of the B bomb site. Why not? Might be a shock, but if it's the MAC-10, nobody cares. They don't mind sacrificing Chaos for this one. It'll be absolutely worth it. Sue's thinking about it. There's the tower. And he's not going to be surprised by that one. So they've confirmed it.
Yep.
You know what's coming.
And about at this time, Heroic says, good luck, shush. Have fun, see what you can do. USP and Boiler. The only presence at this bomb site. And okay, well, doesn't even get really a chance. Ima Atuani's going to spray them all down. Quad kill from Ima. And it's 12-11.
I think this arena might be on his side, Jason. They love him in Paris. 12-11, Gamer Legion, they're in the lead. You can hardly believe it. But they've actually overtaken Heroic. Looking to do what at one point looked like it was going to be impossible. And now I'm not so sure. Heroic, they spend everything in this one, but look at the results.
Yeah, Tessus had money to drop an AWP over, so I think that's going to help things out massively. They've got good utility. It's the lack of kits that are the problem. It's potentially the MAC-10 that could be a problem with nobody having head armor.
Yeah,
And the utility as well. They wish they had more grenades, Heroic. That's what got them one of those earlier rounds. They've been really good at using grenades, but now they can't buy them. Cadian just better on the fight in the middle. A-Core.
I don't think you would have expected that op if you're Gamer Legion. I don't think you would have expected an op to be in the field of play, or else I don't think A-Core actually takes that fight dry. They might smoke him off instead, flash him off the angle to set him up. But Gamer Legion's not done yet with this A bomb site. Chewy's throwing a little bit of a distraction towards Banana.
Yeah.
And actually pulling them back as well from the holes pop.
Stown has a really important Molotov in his back pocket that could settle this round. 50 seconds left, but if they want to get out of the apps here, if they run into the flames while they're trying to do it, it's one of the most uncomfortable positions to be in. Here come the early grenade setup. 40 seconds. That one-round lead, Gamer Legion. Don't let go of it now. The spray is pretty good with the early FAMAS, and Stown is there to just take it all away. They have the three-man setup, and there's no getting through it this time. Isaac, every single player is going to be coming for him. The spray and the follow-up, it was nearly good, but more reinforcements keep showing up to the A-bomb site, and Tessus will find him at the end. They will upgrade into at least an AK, another one as well to be picked up. And Heroic not letting go of this map easily.
Yeah, and that's a very strong defense in a situation where you need it, where you need to build up some money. Good job from Stown rotating over, ignoring rep side to shore up this defense. And it works beautifully. The crowd wants Legion. Round 25.
Yeah, at this point, I kind of want Legion as well. I'd love to see a third map between these two epic teams. I feel like we deserve it. But again, this is where, imagine the pressure on Gamer Legion. They've never been here before. They don't know what this feels like.
And for Heroic, they've been through hell and back.
Yes.
They know exactly what to do in this scenario. They know exactly how this feels already. Kios making a play around the Molotovs. Solo Man and Banana to apply pressure to the B bomb site, but Heroic shifting everyone away. Cadian's op sliding through CT spawn.
How much do you have to trust Tessus to be alone like this?
With no utility.
And not even really checking it. He's just deep in the corner here. And this is actually a classic Heroic move. If you do this four-man setup, they will very often try to put a little bit of aggression behind it. Not quite going to keep pushing in the middle. I thought they might. Three-man setup at A, two at B now.
Yeah, they wanted to rotate back to B off that gamble, but Tessus called him off.
Oh, he's so blind down, and now the pressure is on. One misstep here, and he's going to get his face blown off, but he's good for one more kill. Hasn't reloaded yet, looking for Suhei. mmmra in the pit is going to be taking a kill, and a good follow-up. Stown gets blown up inside. He has been the rock of this A defense time and again, and this time they get rid of him. A little bit of alert coming in. Tessus keeping the round competitive. The bomb is only just planted. Do you risk this?
I think they're going to see if they can find one kill. Maybe one kill, and maybe that pulls the trigger on it, but you're right, this is risky. If they go for it and lose everything, oh baby, Gamer Legion's going to look good down the stretch.
Where's the kid on Yabi, but this is a very hard round to win. The Flash is looking godlike at the moment. Tessus making a jump down right into the pit, but Suhei catching him with a mid-air shot, and that will be the end of it. They don't lose the rest of the rifles, but that is very, very risky. Heroic potentially bankrupting themselves. It's going to be 13 to 12.
And this time, no one from Heroic is in pit to create any kind of a crossfire. Look how much room mmmra has to work with. Look how much safety he has to look for fights. A brilliant follow-up. Stown's position had already been known.
Oh my God.
Yeah, take him out of the sky. Why not? Look how quick that is from mmmra's point of view. 13 to 12. Heroic's going to invest everything into this round. Oh, Gamer Legion might just steal this map away right at the end.
They could. Heroic off with a fiery 5 rounds in a row to begin the second half with, but they've really been slowed down. Now they're going to be boosting in the middle. They wanted to. It's going to be cancelled. I think they failed it a couple of times. There was a lot of movement in that last round for the defense, right?
Yeah, they're making a lot of bold calls right now. Very shifty defense in the previous round, flirting with that retake in the 3-on-3 and no money. This time a boost over the mid-smoke. Heroic's playing a dangerous game.
That flick not coming through. Chaos. Bit quiet here, but a good opening on this one. You want to try and double down on the aggression and flash your way into the next fight. That's what they're discussing right now. Smoke is going to be going up, and Yabi just hiding inside. They have no idea. Stown is coming in to try and help him out. There comes Yabi, but it's too late. Chaos in the double opening, and a missed shot. They're hunting him down. He is mad. Why has he done that? This is a major, and he is trying to hunt them down with the knife. Tessus and Shush are left, but there's nothing to recover the round. They can't even really escape.
Absolutely bloodthirsty. Oh, this feels so good. If you're Gamer Legion, you know what opportunity you have here on Inferno. Complete control of this map now. Up 2 rounds.
I've never seen anything like that.
That's just the moment presenting itself. And look at what they've done. Look at the atmosphere they've created. Coming from nowhere in this major to be in the semifinals. Being on top of one of the best teams in the world, a chance to close it out. A chance to bring it to a third and deciding map on Mirage. Just 2 rounds away.
(14-12), yeah, they are almost able to take the map, and just imagine what it would mean. Ash is just laughing in the back as he watches one of his troops try to entry with a knife on the B bomb side against the AWP that failed his shot. I can't even believe what I'm seeing. 14-12, ladies and gentlemen. 22nd, 7th round is coming up here.
We never thought Heroic would be in this situation.
No.
We never thought Heroic would have to face this kind of pressure. They probably didn't think it either. But all that experience, we touched on them going through hell and back, the way that this team has come together, been molded by adversity. This is where that gets tested. This is where that unit gets tested.
They found the strength on the first map. They've already proven that they got it. But for Heroic, what do they have to work with here? 5 7s from us, 1 M4. It would be crazy if they were able to pick up this round with just that. And they've been trying a lot. You mentioned it, right? A lot of boosts, a lot of stacks, a lot of movement happening on the CT side for them as they're trying to figure out what's going to be happening. And Sue is calling an amazing second half here on the T side.
Oh, good find from Ema. I can't believe it. Get you a third. Shush shuts him down finally. But that's job done for Ema as he sits the rest of the round out.
Cadian is starting to get there, but will it really make any difference? Smoke up, not even going to really bounce in the right direction, and he just has a USB on the other side. So yeah, he could try some shots through, but I don't think that's going to deter Gamer Legion right through the smoke. Isaac making it work. And they can try and save the AK. Maybe find a little rifle somewhere for Cadian, but it will be 15 for Gamer Legion as Heroic give up on any chance to fight for the bomb site. One more round, and the story will continue. What's already been an unbelievable story for Gamer Legion to make it to where they are, powering through the quarterfinals and into the semifinals here tonight. And then one more rifle. Okay, that's something for Heroic. That's a lifeline.
Yeah, it's going to help out massively. Tess is at 1,900, it's down at 1,500. Not the prettiest money in the world. Gamer Legion has 3 chances. 3 chances to close this map out, continue fighting in the semifinal. None of them will be easy.
You know what's going to be a really uncomfortable experience for Gamer Legion is if we go into overtime on the back of losing 3, because again, we're on a huge stage. This is something that they've never experienced before. And suddenly losing the grip on the match and going into overtime could easily be what puts them over the top here.
Tell you what, they look calm and collected though.
They do.
They don't look like it's getting to them. Round 28.
24 kills on Imma. He's living up to the hype right now. An absolutely godlike performance from him. Heroic need 3 in a row. They're dreaming of ending it in 2. They would love nothing more than to skip Mirage and head straight into the grand finals. couple of shots through. Again, they're going to leave Tessus alone. This 4-1 defense, it kind of partially worked last time because they also had a lot more grenades than they do now. Still a minute left, and they're going to be, I mean, another 20 seconds, and they'll be out of most of these.
Yeah, Gamer Legion has to be a little bit careful. This is where those nerves can really slow things down naturally, and if they slow play this too much, we've already seen one round of theirs slip away due to time on the clock. Heroic allowed to save some utility to the 1 minute mark, and that's going to delay them even further as Yabi shifts over. He's got a Molotov as well. And Gamer Legion, again, yet to provide any pressure on the map.
There is a really big weakness at the archway at the moment. If Gamer Legion find it and wrap around, they could do some damage.
Yeah, they don't have any time for that kind of a split anymore, which is why Sound, you can see him towards Pit, is watching for the wraparound, but this is all on Cadian. First shot is his, and he delivers.
Yeah, taking out Chaos. It's a good start, but Imma swinging back into it. One kill, one more step in the right direction. Cadian getting hunted down, but he knows scopes Suhe. It's all gone in this one. Acor killed at the end. That is what you want to see out of the captain of Heroic. 4 kills to bring it a step closer to the comeback and into overtime.
Hell yeah, there's Cadian. What a sequence. You think he's going down as soon as the Pit player falls. Closing the gap on him real quickly. Tough to manage, but he sees it coming. A nice no-scope on a Suhe, and Acor had nothing to do. What an effort, what a stand from Cadian. Now just 2 more chances for Gamer Legion.
Yeah, you're right. 1 down, 2 to go. Early 3-man setup at the B-bomb site, which is what we've been seeing out of Heroic for a while. And it hasn't been punished too badly. Haven't been many rounds with Gamer Legion where they try and go really fast up the middle. And again, they leave Tessus here. They're trusting in this system that they built. Yeah, being down, thinking about it. Smoke is up on that side, but eventually they're going to have a clean look into the middle. Needs to jump out. A couple of shots ringing through, but no connection for the smoke just yet. And the Molotov got to put some pressure on Yabi in the corner. In fact, he doesn't have a smoke. He just has to try and run out and take the fight. There's nobody there to catch him. So a little bit fortunate for him.
Yeah, and he's on his horse now over to the B-bomb site. He sees that clear. He sees that Gamer Legion took mid but didn't want to keep it. So now he shifts over. Tessus is going to have to back away. However, no utility between these 2 defenders. Just Yabi with this 1 smoke. And he's holding onto it as long as possible. 35 seconds. Again, the clock is an issue for Gamer Legion.
Surely, if they go B, it's going to be a problem. No, they're really running out of time. 25 seconds. You're right. Katie in a new position down in the pit. He does get the leg shot. Mmmra is coming in from the apartments. There might be a shot at it here still. 16 seconds. Suhi with the 1 opening down inside of the smoke. He's dropped the bomb on the ground and continues to spray. This is a godlike defense from Stown, and he will shut it all the way down. Acor, there's nothing he can do inside. He is out of time. Stown to the rescue for Heroic as they bring it to a 30th round.
Back-to-back desperate stands at the A-bomb site. First Cadian, now Stown. Nothing to do but hide into the smoke and wait for the perfect moment. And boy, does he find it. Sue's looking. Sue knows, but can do nothing about this play. Absolutely disgusting work from Heroic's defense.
Well, look at the money for Gamer Legion. A bomb plant would have made a world of difference for them. They actually don't have that much to work with. If you have an ace up the sleeve, some really nerdy strategy that you've been practicing and haven't shown anyone, now would be the time to do it.
Yeah, the problem is, regardless of what the strategy is, it's the firepower behind it that's going to make the difference. Gamer Legion had their 2 chances. Without bomb plants in those 2 rounds, money is tight. Kiaz has dropped down to a Tech 9, so is Isaac. They're going to be really struggling for rifles, in fact, descending to Galils and a scout. Gamer Legion can feel overtime looming. 30th and final round of regulation.
They had Heroic right where they wanted them. Low on economy, but they managed to save a couple of AKs and keep that rolling. Cadian had the quad kill, now Stown with the triple. And now Heroic are looking for one more round to bring this into overtime and stop Gamer Legion in their tracks. It's the same setup, except this time it's Stown playing over here. And that's interesting. Oh my God! Take this bullet. Call gets deleted.
That's so unreasonable. What a shot from Stown. Cadian shifting over, the heroes over the past 2 rounds for Heroic. Powerful defenders for this B bomb site, and Gamer Legion is going to walk right into it.
Yeah, and Cadian, he was relocating back, and now he's in an even better position. Could get smoked out, but he's probably going to try and play around the edge of it. Molotov to slow them down, and now Tessus is going to be coming in for the rotation. He's already running for it. The window is closing for Gamer Legion. If they want to end this right now with Inferno, if they want to avoid overtime, they need the entry. Down, he's good for the 1. There's still a slim chance, but the gap is closing. Tessus is inside of the smoke, 30 seconds, and he's walked clean through. mmra trying to recover this round, trying to win the map for his team, trying to get to a 3rd, and keep the semi-final alive. Isaac, he's got some health left on him as well, but the reload right on top. Hold the phone. Hold on. They're trying to get the bomb plant down. mmra getting blown up, and Isaac, he gets the victory! 16-14, Gamer Legion! They keep the dream alive!
Oh, look at the stunned faces. A shocking upset. We got map 3, baby!
Heroic are just so fucking cool.
They are playing much more aggressive. It's all calculated.
Nobody's gonna come take that away from you. Nobody's gonna say they ever won the last one. You fucking did it. Anyone we draw is gonna be feeling way worse than we are drawing them. Kein fucking beat them. Never was major.
There's no question. This is the culmination of everything that we've been doing for the last 10 years.
The students become the professors. It gets damn close, but Gamer Legion are the ones to school Heroic on their own map pick. I was convinced that Gamer Legion's time had gone. I was convinced this was going to overtime. Somehow, someway, Maui, we are going to a third and final decider, and I am so happy about it.
What an incredible string of composure there from Gamer Legion, winning 7 of the last 10 rounds. When their backs were against the wall, they got even stronger. It did feel like that was Heroic's game to lose for the majority of it, winning such a great string to start off with, looking overall like just a great team. We've seen them play Inferno against some of the best competition in the world, taking down tier 1 opponents time and time again, but Gamer Legion get it done. We didn't think that this was going to happen. We did not think we were going to be on a map 3 after Ancient went the way of Heroic, but props to Shuei, props to Ima, and props to a guy who we never even talk about, Isaac.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I'm not gonna lie. The way Gamer Legion conducted themselves in that game was just nothing but spectacular. The fact that they get off to such a poor start on their CT side, they then round out by winning 8 rounds in a row on the CT side, and then moving into the second half, you said it yourself, they win 7 out of the last 10 rounds, and I felt like Heroic had it in the bank, but I guess not. Once again, Gamer Legion surprised us. They punch above their weight, and I guess we can't even keep saying we're surprised because they've done it throughout the entire tournament. They've done it so well. It's amazing.
So much incredible resilience, mental fortitude to be hanging on into that one as well because of the rounds we saw happening at the tail end. We're going to run round 28, round 29 back to back because we thought Heroic had it in the bag after some individual heroics.
It was 2 massive plays. First and foremost coming out of Cadian here with the AWP, and don't forget that Gamer Legion could have won this game 16-12 had it not been for Cadian right here. This kill, the third one with the no-scope right here, is fantastic from him. And you think to yourself at this point, all right, Gamer Legion, it was a decent attempt. You get another shot right here, but then it's down, going inside the smoke, getting a nasty triple kill, and the time is of the essence right here. The bomb is down on the side, and the third kill right here is easy for Stown. And Heroic at this point, up 15-14, or down 15-14, I was sure. I almost felt like it was guaranteed that we were going into overtime, but I guess they wanted it differently.
Yeah, I think also when you talk about fortitude, Freya, we have to talk about the fact that this was basically Heroics to lose because they won both pistols. They won the conversions. They even won the first gun rounds. I've heard some lazy interviews from people before where they're like, we just lost the pistol and we lost the first gun round. It's like, well, then you're probably the worst team. But Gamer Legion did that, both halves, and they were still able to come back. So even though the scoreline was 16-14, you could argue Gamer Legion were way better than Heroic because even though they lost the more random 50-50 pistols, they still fought back when it mattered with conditioning, with great calling, with great mid-rounds, and also just their players were they clutched up.
Yeah,
completely.
We saw some incredible clutches going down, not least in round number 30. So let's hear the winning moment in this mic'd up moment.
And take space.
Pop. Top first. Top first.
Let's go, copies.
CT one.
Out CT.
Not out.
Not out.
I'm to city. I'm to city.
Care coffin.
See that? Ruins.
You have Molly.
And
Molly
could be dark, guys, still.
I'm checking
Care
banana.
banana also.
What's the banana?
Could still be
Wait, I
dark.
need to reload. I
Could
reload.
be dark, yeah.
Burning.
Just plant.
Out.
Plant.
CT one. CT. I can double pick.
Two.
Close.
No!
Legion, and man, it's just incredible that Isaac can pull that off in literally the 11th hour. Let's play it one more time. Let's break it down from your perspective, guys.
Okay, we're getting into this one. 2 versus 3. I need to talk about this Cadian swing. Cadian, you're not the main character. You need to play within the structure of your team. Everybody else is trying to get involved. They're trying to push up. And Cadian just goes for this hero swing through a Molotov because he wants to be the hero of his story. It came back to bite him here, and I'm getting sick of it. I don't want to see Cadian do anything like that because you can't just treat Gamer Legion so lightly like that. Play with your team, trade off of them, and they would have went to overtime. And I could bet if it went to overtime, Gamer Legion would have collapsed.
I want to see it one more time because there's one more thing I want to point out right here. One thing is Cadian doing what he's doing, but look at the utility on the heroic players. There's so much to throw with. Molotov, flashes, everything you need in order to orchestrate a retake. So yes, there was a brain fart coming out of Cadian. There was no need whatsoever to keep applying the pressure. That is the way heroic play Counter-Strike sometimes. And I guess sometimes we give them the benefit of the doubt. It can't work out every single time, but in a situation like this where you're up against an underdog, in a situation like this, 15-14, you have all the utility in the world, you know where both of the players are, you are supposed to handle that better.
And the thing is that Heroic can construct great retakes when
Yes.
they have utility. They've got the procedures and protocols necessary
Probably the best
to
in
put
the
that back. Yeah, and the thing is that they know that it's just going to be so much stress on Gamer Legion, but once they get that singular kill, then they start to believe. And if you give them a little bit of hope, then that's when Isaac can take it all. A guy who's just been so quiet for them, and even on the first map in the playoffs, he was nowhere to be found. Started ramping up in that series versus Monty when they beat them 16-3, and showing that he is worth having on this Gamer Legion roster. I know people are going to look at some of these players, Ima, Shuhei, and say, get him on a better team, get him on a better team. Well, they're in the semifinals right now with a roster where you want to count out everybody else on this team, but they are contributing. They're showing that they can stick it to what we were calling the most consistent team in Tier 1.
I think for my money, what makes this win so impressive is the fact that I felt Heroic played a decent game of Counter-Strike.
Yes.
It wasn't Heroic playing necessarily bad. Sure, they can be better. And sure, as you spoke about, they won the pistol, they converted both of them, so they got off to good starts in both half. In the buy rounds, Gamer Legion were miles ahead of Heroic. They were by far the better team. And yes, I want to give all the credit in the world to Gamer Legion, because Stown had a fantastic showing. Some of the individual players from Heroic had fantastic moments, and yet Gamer Legion was still able to power through that. So this is a win where you can take absolutely nothing away from them.
We've been mentioning Isaac's name a lot for that final round, and rightly so, but there was another moment in this game where he proved instrumental. Let's go back to round 21, because this was kind of, I guess, a pivot round for Gamer Legion to be staying in this in the second half.
To me, that's when it started.
The pivot is key, Freya. What you're saying right there, opening pick, going the way of Heroic. A-Core able to find an evener right there, taking down Yabby, but then they've got this Halls pop coming out, Shush right here at the hay cart, and the kills are going the way of Heroic, but look at what Isaac does here. Boom, boom, bada bing, A, B, C, it's done, and he gets those two out of nowhere. A perfect 90-degree turn. Get your protractors out, because Isaac's got his.
Without that round, without that play, they would not have won on Inferno out here. Heroic were on track to actually shut them down completely on that CT side, and as you said, when Isaac spun around right there, got the 180 kill, they ended up winning that round with A-Core being on 15 HP as well, getting an additional kid in the middle. That was not a round they were supposed to win. For 2 seconds, it was a 4v2 for Heroic, and they lost out on that one. And I think that was one of the moments that really turned out to be the key for Gamer Legion in order to believe they could come back.
This is where the fairy tale fantasy, the dream for Gamer Legions looks so damn beautiful. Obviously, we're going to be coming into the third and final decider, but the fact that we were prefacing this, Maui, saying there is no hope for Gamer Legion coming into Inferno, they had to win their first map of Ancient. The fact that we see the fortitude, the resilience to carry it on through and actually close out map number 2, it's just beautiful from them.
It was slim margins that got Gamer Legion that victory. I would say that we saw the great performance from Stown. Even though Cadian had that one fumble on the last round, he actually played a pretty good game overall in my eyes. And so for Gamer Legion, I have to credit a few things. I mean, Ima, obviously, Isaac for clutching up. Shuhei, though, was doing a great job of maneuvering around the map, taking banana control, taking A control, not just hammering B over and over and over again because it was working early. He actually was able to condition Heroic and keep them honest. When every time Heroic were in a defensive setup, it was almost always a 3-2. And if that's what you're playing against, that's actually almost to your favor on the T side, because so many teams have figured out the perfect nades, the perfect executes, that once you get a little bit of space, 3 guys on that A site, you can deal with it.
Gentlemen, let's emotionally reset and refocus, because we are now knocking on the doorstep of the third and final map. That is going to be Mirage coming into things. Jacob, can you give us a summary of how we're expecting things to go down, given the team's history on this map?
Yeah, I think Heroic right now are looking very solid overall on the map of Mirage. In the past 7 games, they've only lost 1 game, and that happens once in a while. Apart from that, they beat some of the best teams in the world. They did lose out to Team Liquid in a very good game by Team Liquid, so I don't necessarily want to worry myself too much with that. Whereas for Gamer Legion, it's more of a mixed bag. In this tournament, they played it 5 times already. They beat Mouse, then they lost to OG, they lost to Navi, then they beat 9, and then beat Monty. So they're beating good teams, but they're also losing to teams that are nowhere near the level of Heroic. So I think when you look towards Gamer Legion right now, we can throw out all the analysis, throw out everything we know about these two teams. This game is living its own life right now. It is a final decider, and we did see Heroic play Mirage against FaZe in the quarterfinal on the 3rd deciding map, and they absolutely destroyed FaZe Clan. It wasn't even a game. It will require one more surprise coming out of Gamer Legion, and question remains, is there more in that tank? I feel like we've seen so many throughout this tournament, and they would need one more.
Yeah, you look at the results, Freya, and it's impossible to say going into this anything other than Heroic are still the favorites. They fumbled the bag on Inferno. We saw some errors there, but we also saw, in my eyes, some overperformances from some of the Gamer Legion players in key pivotal moments. On Mirage now, going into it, I think that just again, the results really speak to how strong Heroic are on this map. Their win rate in the past 3 months is exceptional, above 80%. And the fact that they defeated FaZe in such a convincing fashion where every time FaZe wanted to take any space on the map, they were shut down. Heroic always had an answer, always a way to upset them and disrupt their playstyle. So Gamer Legion, they got to tighten up once again if they want to try to take anything from Cadian and company.
When we spoke about Heroic taking on FaZe Clan on that third deciding map of Mirage, we spoke about Kerrigan being a weak link. I'm looking at the stats for the Gamer Legion players right here. The last 12 maps they played, Isaac and Chaos is on a 0.84 rating, both of them. So those are two weak links. Those are two players that I'm 100% sure Heroic will target in this game. Can they play a good game? Gamer Legion has a chance. Will they fumble? They don't have.
Well, the Cinderella story certainly continuing for Gamer Legion, but it all comes down to Mirage. One more map separating either of these two teams from the grand finals.
A semi-final that is worthy of the CSGO send-off. We still have to find somebody to send into the grand final, Jason. We're going to the third map. It's on Mirage here between Heroic and Gamer Legion. Talk to me about what is the madness that we're seeing here and what's going to happen on this third map.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Because I think all expectations have been blown out of the water after the first two maps that we saw play. I mean, yeah, you can kind of go back to Heroic and that win over FaZe and how dominant they looked, how strong they looked, win percentages on this map. But what we've also seen is Gamer Legion surprising us every step of the way. And I mean, no one even had him winning Inferno. Like, that shouldn't have been possible. So the fact that they're rising up to meet these challenges is absolutely crazy, and it throws such an X factor when you think of guys like Isaac stepping up with the spray transfers that he's had, the 1v2 to win the map. You think about Emo with the map that he just had. All of that can change any preparation that you have coming into this final deciding semi-final map.
Well, we'll find out right now if it's going to be the full reset, if Gamer Legion can pick up the momentum from winning that Inferno map and bring down Heroic, because they're going to be strong on this one as well. They are an elite tier team, and it's taken everything that Gamer Legion have got so far to bring it to this level. And I don't know, again, they don't have the experience. You said that they are playing like they are experienced at this level, but this could easily be where the cracks start to show, where they start to make a couple of mistakes, and maybe that'll be the end of it.
Yeah, but I think we're at the point now where you got to give credit over to Gamer Legion, right? We've been looking for those cracks through the first two maps, and we didn't see them. They've answered the bell each and every time. Made Ancient a very competitive affair, 29 rounds of play, 13-16 loss. Obviously, all 30 rounds on Inferno. They withstood the best that Heroic had on those two maps. So I'm going to give them the credit of the doubt. I'm going to come in and see how they play on this map and what they're able to respond with, because they've delivered each and every time there have been questions about it.
Yeah, it's been really beautiful and really shocking as well. It's been such a run for them. And now, I mean, they do deserve the benefit of the doubt. You're right, they do deserve that at the moment. We are going to be ready to head into its third map coming up here at the first semi-final. Paris, are you ready? Beautiful, then let's get this game back underway. Third and final map of the semi-final is coming up right now.
Pistol round, Gamer Legion on the T side, Heroic starting on defense. And once again, Heroic's won all 4 pistol rounds in this series so far. Gamer Legion would love to just have one. Just give them one. Just give them a crumb of something to work with to start these maps. And it's a B hit right out of the gates.
Yeah, Tessus is set up. He's trying to get some headshots in, but he's been denied. And Yabby's there to help him out, but already gushed down. Imma can almost make the full 180 spin to get that kill, but not quite. And Yabby, he's deleting them click by click there. Just Canadian with a drive-by to take down Chaos. And Sue and Acor trying to fight their way back, but they're running out of space. There's nowhere left to live on this bomb site. Cadian just running them down. 3 kills on him, and now he's hyping up the crowd again. Antagonizing them, Jason.
That's an attitude. This is a round from Cadian that just shows he is here to win this map. That is bonkers. Look how clean he is through the entire situation. Looking for the haters after the fact. 1-0. 5 for 5 on pistol rounds in this series.
Second round. And yeah, there's not that much to play around with here. No bomb plant, limited options for what you really can do. You know, Maui was saying on the desk that he isn't the main character, but in Cadian's own little play, he probably is, you know. And on some level, yeah, it can backfire. It can really backfire if you think that, but it can also propel you to greatness if you follow through on it. And we've seen that plenty of times from Cadian as well. We'll see if it's going to be greatness or defeat here tonight for him. Slow jiggling that one away. He's got some backup. They can't really run him down. So he'll be just fine. HE to soften it up, and now the rest of the cavalry has arrived. Isaac is on his own. So this will be a very easy round. Nothing too special going on here.
I wonder how much of the early stages of this opening half are going to be Heroic trying to kind of introduce a mental game into it, right? With these kinds of aggressive pushes. They did it against FaZe as well. Just put Gamer Legion on notice that every inch of this map is going to be contested, that every step they take is going to be met with the Heroic defender. Harass and disrupt everything. First gun round coming in for Gamer Legion.
If they can pull up that plan, that would be amazing, because Sue is really proving to us in this major that he is an excellent caller, right? So if you give him the space instead, the space that FaZe never had on this map, he'll probably come up with something. He has so far. First fire round coming up now for Gamer Legion. Chaos hanging around over at the Palace on the A side of the map, and the rest of the team split for middle. Could be a slow mid-take coming in from Gamer Legion once another 10, 20 seconds have gone by.
Yeah, Isaac is going to come back and throw a delayed window smoke towards middle, and Suhei and Acor will make their move. Ima can come through underpass, but for the moment he's watching for a B push. And actually, utility in mid is just meant to keep defenders in that position for the moment. Isaac has transitioned over towards A ramp, and Suhei alone to get top mid control. So the aggression won't be coming towards this part of the map, but two Heroic defenders are occupied.
They're just starting to get back. This is really awkward. Shush, he was 1 second from getting caught out of the open.
I think he was spotted as well.
It could have been a free entry. Yeah, you're right. They know where he is, and they will burn him out as a result. This defense on the A bomb side, I don't know why they're caught swinging back like that. Ima, that is a perfect double opening, and Heroic 3 versus 5, but they're still fighting for it, maybe more than they should. He's going to continue and gets the spray down, nearly the quad kill. Acor able to sneak in a bullet on the last one there, but what a tournament Immer has had so far.
Yeah, and what a setup in this round for Gamer Legion. Utility in mid, the presence from Suhei, it does keep two defenders occupied for quite some time. You mentioned Shush just narrowly escaping death. Just that extra second it took to rotate, they just barely missed the timing. And nothing for Heroic to fight with at that A bomb site once he goes down. Perfectly set up and perfectly according to plan for Gamer Legion's first round. And this is the next problem. We felt it and heard it on Inferno. When Gamer Legion gets going, this crowd joins them.
They are decisively on their side. Heroic once against the villains, which they're used to being, I suppose. Isaac gonna take a stand and he'll shut down Tessus. Nothing saved for Heroic.
I think they have to be the villains. I don't think Heroic know how to play if they're not the villains.
Probably true.
2-1.
You know, some of the rounds that were looking questionable on the CT side of Inferno had to do with Heroic moving the defense around, sometimes more than they maybe needed to. And this time, I'm so confused. I mean, there's almost always going to be somebody anchoring towards CT spawn, down in shadow, or just on the bomb site itself. Like, there should be someone who's doing that. I get that they wanted to check out middle, but that's the entire A defense sort of caught rotating back just as Gamer Legion were executing in the round.
Still early going. If you're both these teams, you're still kind of testing the limits and testing what each team is going to come in with. Ooh, an opportunity for Stown on Suhei. Huddles up behind the boxes in top middle. 3 defenders here in a triangle defense. Stown connector, Yavi window, and Tessa's ladder room.
This could be a knockout punch towards this bomb site. If Tessus dies, then there's no AP defense anymore. It's just going to be done. Suhei crouching right in, and that is plenty enough.
Then you save. You save 100% of the time as Heroic. There's, as you mentioned, no defenders at this bomb site. No one's even close. Shush is just now getting towards the market opening, but Ima going to continue his tear and take one weapon out of the hands of Stown. And the economy for Heroic is too brittle. They back away, and we're all tied up at 2.
An interesting position even for Tessus to begin with, right? Because he doesn't have any backup there. It's not like his teammates that are near connector can help out. That's smoked off, right? So even if he got the first kill, even if he's traded, they still lose the round. He has to get the kill, escape, and then they have to go for a 4-on-5 retake. Like, there's so much about that round that I'm wondering about for Heroic.
Good utility from Gamer Legion, negate the setup, negate his teammates as well. A nice clean win. So 3 rifles survive. Heroic will have a little bit to fight with in the next round.
A quick tie-up this time. We've seen both teams go on runs and almost fall flat even when they've been rolling with the rounds. Gamer Legion, they've built so much money already. This is such a quick comeback into the first half. Sure, the pistols aren't really going their way, but the rifle rounds is where they're doing their real work at the moment. 3 rifles saved on Heroic, and that's what they can bring to bear on this round. Not going to go for the boost. Thought for a minute that was going to be the case. Instead, a push all the way to top mid. But Gamer Legion see it coming.
Yeah, they're going to know it's possible. The question is, do they want to attack it and wrap around it, or do they want to just kind of wait and go elsewhere on the map? Do they want to go into the pressure? Ima is working underpass, so he can circle around Shush and Yabi, and based off their positions, Heroic is sticking in this setup. Yabi and Shush are going to fight to the death.
Yeah, with no backup from the window any longer, very, very hard to come out on top of this one. Immer and Isaac are walking up behind him. It's even fortunate they get the first fight a little bit early there. Shush trying to escape, but he too will be caught. They call shooting him in the back, 3 versus 3.
Not bad though, going 2 for 2. Tessus is now going to make a play to wrap around, shrink this map, get in towards middle. There could be a rifle that he's able to pick up at some point during the round. Cadian with a single M4 still has Stound to keep a little bit of space. This is still well within the grasp and the opportunity of Heroic, but if Isaac finds this kill, and he will, it's all down to Cadian.
Yeah, he's on the bomb site. Element of surprise is with him still. He knows that Kios is on the A ramp, but even if he finds him, he still has all of his work ahead of him. So he will find him, just not the way that he was expecting. 2 kills on Kios, and Gamer Legion up to 3. But because they saved some of the rifles, right, they can still, I mean, not in the last round, but previously, they kind of kept the economy going enough that they can still make a buy in this one. 2-3 the scoreline, and Heroic barely scraping through on this buy. No kit. Gamer Legion look comfortable. Way too comfortable.
Yeah, no kidding. Yet to put a stop to Gamer Legion once the rifles came out. Again, they want to fight in mid, and again, missed the opportunity. It's going the other direction. Molotov is going to put a lot of pressure on Yabi, who's now isolated and alone. Tessus creeps up catwalk to help out. He's brought low, but a good rebuttal to knock out Kios.
I mean, that attempt to throw the grenade almost lost them the round. 2 of them very, very low on health. But they're going to go and find a player here again, A-Core. Not with his trusty AWP, but with the AK instead, and he's good for the flick. We'll take down another player, 3 versus 4.
Tell you what, Heroic might want to go away from this aggression they've brought out early. It's clearly not working. Whether it's early in the round, whether it's a mid-round, they're losing advantages because of it. Cadian's going to be forced into making a play. This is a strong play depending on the timing and how far he goes forward. Yabi's shifted over towards B because Cadian sees and hears nothing.
Oh, wait.
But they have the wrong information.
The timing for Cadian is interesting, but the problem is still he's alone, right? So how much could you even do? Even if you find the 1 kill here, Tessus and Yabi are miles away.
He can stop this plant, though. They've just come from A ramp, and A-Core's been checking it from time to time.
Oh, knife out. A lot of noise being made, and A-Core, he's going to go back and check. And that is part of the problem of playing in front of a crowd. It is something that Cadian should definitely know. Caught out just a tiny bit, and Tessus and Yabi, they're way on the other side. Bomb is going to be planted, and Gamer Legion will no problem winning the round. So 4-2 in their favor.
Yeah, that was a cool play from Cadian, and it doesn't work out. Given up and falls flat. 4-2 for Gamer Legion.
And again, tasked with just saving the weapons. Doesn't feel that good when the best you can get out of the round is trying to keep another rifle into the next one. 4 in a row. And Gamer Legion, they are going to be filthy rich going into the middle of this half. What a beginning this is turning into.
Yeah, this is, I mean, that was all a recovery mission, right, from Cadian. There's no guarantee that Flake would have even worked. All the early engagements go in the way of Gamer Legion. They're neutralizing aggression, neutralizing any plays in the mid-round. Everything's going well. 4-2 and a timeout called from Heroic. Their first, because they're buried in somewhat of a hole at the moment, stuck in a rut. Whatever you want to call it, after the pistol round, they've got nothing.
And you mentioned one of the problems already, right? The aggression that's been happening on the CT side has backfired on them quite a bit. And Game Legion really seem to be playing a game right now where they're slowing it down. They're saying, well, we're expecting you to push top mid. We were looking for you on the A ramp all the time. And as long as that's the case, Game Legion will happily spend the first 30, 50, 40 seconds of a round waiting around, waiting for Heroic to show up.
Yeah, Heroic really need to get Cadian's AWP in play. If they're going to be this slow, if you're going to get some opportunities in the mid-round with that AWP, let that be kind of your contact for Heroic, because the aggression with the M4s isn't working. But they're still a bit of a ways away from getting that AWP in the battle.
2 M4s in this one. And again, that same boost they wanted to use earlier. Might be good for the one, but Isaac does some terrific spraying. And Emma will clean up the rest of it. The other M4 is all the way across the map, so nothing really to find about once again.
Different look this time from Gamer Legion as well. That same kind of slow, calculated pause and opening, but this time it's just contact and plenty of bodies to trade kills up a ramp. Add in the opener provided by Isaac, and you got a recipe for a 5th round for Gamer Legion.
Now, it's probably a little bit early on to start to talk about, but, you know, we've been talking about Gamer Legion and the stress on them and the newness of being on the stage and all the rest of it, right? But for Heroic, there is also another level of pressure, right? They are the ones that are sort of destined or meant to be in the grand finals, and now that is being called into question in a really serious way by Gamer Legion. They are saying, that's not going to be easy. We're not just going to back on down. In fact, we might try and prevent your run from even getting there, which for Heroic would be beyond devastating.
Oh, this would be a crushing loss to take.
Oh,
this would be the most painful in probably the history of Heroic.
No doubt.
What an obstacle Gamer Legion is turning out to be. Tess is not going to keep this weapon in hand. He'll go down to Sule at the end of it as the bomb goes off. A 3-round lead. One of perhaps 2 elite teams in the world, Heroic, is getting quite a test here in map 3.
A 5-2 lead, yeah. A test that they're currently not living up to. They're not really passing at the moment. Round number 8. Bomb back in T-spawn. A little bit of a boost. So you're right, sort of different looks all the time. Also a little bit quicker to go to top mid this time. And we'll see if Heroic will double and triple down on the aggression if they want to keep on the fight, or if they will finally slow it down a little bit more. They do have that AWP on the Cadian, and you were asking for that. Is that going to make the difference? We'll find out. Imma, he's snuck right underneath, and that's almost a free kill. Spins around, what an opening! He is cracked at the middle of the map. Cadian will get one in return, but that also means it's still a 3 versus 4 and plenty of time for Gamer Legion.
And I think Gamer Legion's still going to come at this B bomb site. They're going to be undeterred due to the AWP. Man, Imma, this is an unreal performance in this tournament, in these semifinals. Cracking open mid single-handedly. And it's all going to be in the hands of Cadian and his AWP. A quick reload, a deep breath before the action begins.
Yeah, flash on over. He needs to hit every single shot, missing the first one already. The flick on the second, not connecting. And now they're getting up close and personal. Cadian, he gets sprayed down. Sue with the double. And Shush is so far away that it will not make any difference. Even a kill or 2 would not have won that round for Heroic. 6-2 the scoreline. Jason, they are getting obliterated.
They're knocked out standing up right now. The individuals for Heroic are not there. Not delivering anything, regardless of what the setup is, regardless of what the attack is. They've got nothing so far in these first 8 rounds.
We came in talking about the phase treatment. Maybe Heroic could just, you know, do what they went to do here coming into the semi-final and completely crush Gamer Legion. I'm sure that's the dream that they had in the back of their minds. And it's been anything but that. Every single map has been difficult. Even the first one.
But that's the whole point too. Remember, Heroic's one of the deepest teams we have in terms of how often all 5 players can deliver a solid performance. Don't too often get that extreme blow up, but you get solid performance game in, game out. Against FaZe on this map, it was Shush. blowing up on the scoreboard, but now you have nobody. None of the frags coming in for Heroic that can stop anything. Shush, Tesses, and Stown are at 2 kills. We're 8 rounds deep.
This crowd was silent for a while, but they got something to cheer about. Again, Tessus winning the opening fight against Kios here, but Isaac, he's so swift to respond. And they're going to re-smoke that window just maybe a little bit a second late. Down. He gets so much out of that. We're talking about a smoke that's delayed by maybe a second and a half, and that's a double kill for Stown.
You can even see that, though. It's a labored spray on the first player. It's a great transfer, but nothing's coming easy for Heroic at the moment. They're fighting just to stay in this game. Sue on a ramp with the bomb. Shush could be caught out in the open. When's the swing coming? He just crosses out of vision, but now nobody defending the bomb site.
Yeah, but this time it makes more sense, right? You just want to get a look at where they are. You're playing in a 2-on-4, so just don't die alone. Just make sure that you get the info, you call in everybody, and they're going to know right now. 45 seconds. Sue is getting close, trying to crouch on in. He wanted that first headshot.
Yeah, Stown's got a quick flank as well. Tess is over in CT spawn. They should be able to harass and delay, but Suhe's going to get tricky. Flashbang comes in, doesn't find the fight he wanted.
Yeah, that one flashbang, that was their opening. They needed that kill. Time is running low now. This should be an impossible round. 2 versus 4. But Sue, everything comes to a standstill as he tries to get that first one. 18 seconds, he's still locked in, and Tessus will find him after going on a 6-round loss streak. Heroic back with a single one. And the way that they won that, right, that's not the kind of round that's going to blow everything up. You're not going to feel super confident behind it. Yeah, you made it work, but you need something more right now. Heroic, the energy has left this team.
Both those opening fights are really, really struggle busts for Tesses and Stown. First time out for Gamer Legion. Might be a good chance for Heroic to have a conversation as well. They've got the AWP back in the hands of Cadian. Not a lot of money behind this, but at least they've got their first step in this final map.
Yeah, the fans are here for them. They're not giving up at all.
Doing everything they can, the Danish contingent. Overwhelmed inside the arena. Lead is cut to 3, but we need more. We need a streak from Heroic. We need something to inspire confidence to make us believe this defense can do it.
They have the AWP back. Something that they've been missing, but at least it's in play this time. And Cadian moving out in the middle, but the smokes are just going to be everywhere. Again, they have this very aggressive setup in the middle, which so far hasn't really netted them too much of anything. Run boost out there. A-Core unable to get any CTs on the other side. What do they want to do? Stown and Cadian are maneuvering the jungle, and they're going to make it a 3-man setup at the B-bomb side. Which, no doubt about it, if this turns into an A-split, Stown and Trish are going to be in trouble.
Well, the nice thing is Cadian with this deep angle with the AWP, Tesses and Yabby can rotate off if they don't feel the pressure. And in fact, Yabby's already shifted over towards window room. Tesses is going to join up with them. So Cadian responsibility. And with no information towards Catwalk, it's a lot of responsibility.
I don't like the fact that nobody's holding Catwalk. The 4 other members, all right, Tesses is coming back now. That makes me a little bit less nervous. Bomb in the middle. Kios over in the A-ramp. The next kill could decide this round because there's not that much time left. A-Core's going to be found as the smoke fades in the window. 40 seconds here. Shush inside of the A-bomb site.
No more smokes for Gamer Legion. They've got to cross this with flashbangs. That's all they have, and it might be all they need.
Yeah, that's a good setup to begin with. Yabby. Oh, he gets out-dueled. mmra. Everything is working for him right now. Shush and Tessus there at CT spawn, and Cadian's on the other side. 20 seconds left. Isaac coming in with the AK and just snipes him out. They were not ready for it. 15 seconds. Clock is running down real low, but they're fighting for it. Tessus, the only one left as the bomb is being planted in the B-bomb site. And he's low on health already. Gamer Legion, the late round calling on this one is God tier. mmra finding another kill, quad in the round, but they have completely outplayed Heroic.
It's actually Sue on Catwalk who wins a heads-up fight against Cadian's AWP. That's mental. And this round, Heroic had their chances. A missed opportunity there for Yabby that lets mmra know where his position is.
You're right, that was.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not even Isaac, it's not even the lurk. Cadian gets a heads-up fight with the AWP and can't stop anything. Oh, the pressure mounts now. I don't care how experienced you are, what kind of hell you fought through in the past, Heroic, the full weight of a devastating loss building upon them. Tournament favorites.
Yeah, but that is being thrown into question right now. Gamer Legion are making an impressive case for themselves. mmra, 13-5 on him. He has absolutely become the superstar that he was meant to be here tonight on the stage in front of the world, playing like he was always meant to be here. 13 kills and 7 rounds for Gamer Legion. This opening half is nothing short of magnificent, and Heroic don't have an answer yet. Down hoping for the deagle, but gonna be denied. And again, this mid control for Gamer Legion, every single time they've wanted it, they've been able to show up and take it. Tessus is pushing out of the bomb side, but again, this is something that Gamer Legion have been able to catch every time. They've expected the aggression, and you can see Sue is well aware.
Well aware. Well, and also just paused on the map and just saying, let's watch everything. Let's be so careful. They've got to realize the desperation for Heroic is mounting.
Is Eiko going to go flank him?
Did they hear a footstep?
I don't think they did. I think he's just...
They're just being ultra cautious.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if Tessus gets flanked from stairs by Acor, he's going to be furious.
Okay, the grenade kind of suggests Acor is not really ready for it, and that's a good shot. 50 seconds still.
And this gives all the information over to Heroic. This defense should be able to stand tall. Cadian must deliver with the AWP, but they know nobody's coming to the B bomb site. Perhaps worried about Catwalk, but with nobody in B halls, they have the players in the right position. Cadian reacts quick.
He almost got caught. There was no grenades thrown. Good follow-up shot. Cadian, double kill in the round, and that should be enough. Sue, shot in the back of the head. Shush, hiding on that ramp. They were not ready for it. Man, that is late. It's really, really late to start to build something here for Heroic, but it's not too late.
I think at this point, you're also thinking as many rounds as we can get just to give ourselves a chance. It obviously hasn't been a great half so far, but any kind of a recovery. We know Heroic's offense can just destroy and decimate the defense of Gamer Legion, so give yourself some room to work with. Second timeout for Gamer Legion. A chance for us just to look at the disparity between these two teams in the major. Back at Rio, Heroic obviously getting to the finals all the way, losing. That's what they're here for, redemption from that loss, to take that final step. For Gamer Legion, they didn't make it out of the challenger stage in Rio. For them to be knocking on the door of the grand finals is incredible. And continuing to bring the fight to Heroic. Round 12.
Yeah, that is such a step up. All the way into the semi. 7 rounds on their side here. Well, Heroic with some rifles. This is finally a slightly different look. They got some of the battle back with 3 AKs that they've stolen on the CT side. If they can finish this 8-7, then I'm sure that's going to reignite some of their hopes and dreams here on the Heroic side.
Gamer Legion have been able to neutralize these setups this entire half. They've had no issue with the aggression. They've had no issue with the advanced positioning. But Heroic still putting faith in it. Yabby and Stown at the base of Catwalk. Tess is all the way back watching underneath. And another good read.
If you're Shush here, right, you just want to live. You just want to stay alive for the retake, because you've got 3 people in the middle that are going to be coming in. They've got grenades. They can try and slow it down. Shush is looking for something.
I think the crowd making everyone nervous. Everyone's turning around looking for that flank through T-spawn.
Here are the flashbangs, and here are the smokes to follow it up. Shush, he's set up for it. He knows that they're going to be coming. Stown and Tessus are in the middle to try and help him out, but he's missing all the shots to the smoke. We're down to 30 seconds. They're going to be running straight on there with the bomb. It's going to be clean for Gamer Legion. They get the bomb plant down. Cadian and CT spawn. He's good for the first one. And this has to be a retake. Heroic have to make this work. 4 versus 5, and I say it just as Imma shows up, deletes one, rushing through the smoke, and he is surely dead. That is way too much. 4 versus 3 now, and Heroic, this retake is looking real hot at the moment. Chaos and Acor left, holding on to the round, but only barely. This should be no way. Heroic, they are hungry to get themselves back and fired up into the game. The Molotov burning out Chaos, and now it's all on Acor. 1 versus 4, he gets the first one there, but the bomb is being defused down in front. Oh my God, those are some sickening shots. But it won't make the difference. Heroic back with another one, 2 in a row.
Faith in the retake from Heroic and all the utility they had to bring to bear from that aggressive mid setup. They didn't have to use nades throughout the entire round, so Molotov nade combination into the bomb site. Smokes down and choke points, beautifully set up. Nowhere for Kiaz to move. 5th round for Heroic, and they've still got money. The defense is starting to build. 3 of the last 4, 2 in a row.
Oh, right, there we go. Yabi, he couldn't really escape, or if he could, he didn't want to. Hoping to catch Acor in the corner. Tess is right here, out in the open, and even at the off angle, Kios is so good. He's gonna get one more right to the smoke. And inside of the bomb site, Cadian announcing his AWP, didn't get the kill, so they know where at least one of them is. Sure, she might be in hiding over at the A bomb site.
Yeah, he needs to make a decision. He's got to know they're coming for him. Sticking around behind the smoke for the moment, but the middle of the map is completely compromised.
Oh, so is Cadian. Isaac knows everything. This is so well played. Using the sound, he heard him jumping around, he knew everything. They didn't even have to find Shush, they don't care.
Using the time as well. Cadian knows he's been spotted over towards Catwalk. He can't sit there the entire round with over a minute on the clock. He's got to make a play, and Isaac's there to punish. Another beautifully constructed round from Gamer Legion.
Shush not even thinking about that bomb plant. He knows that he's in trouble. Kios is hiding over here, and he was the one that opened up the round with a double kill, and he's going to get the last one as well. Nice triple on him, and Gamer Legion right back, 8-5.
I'll tell you what, Heroic players starting to look a little nervous. Tessa's that round shuffling back and forth between Utility, Knife, and M4. That gave Chaos the advantage in this fight right here. Tessa's did not seem prepared for it. And just a beautiful elimination onto Stown as well. All this mid presence from Heroic is going to waste since they can't stop anything. How many times have we seen 2 players, 3 players in middle, window, ladder room, catwalk, connector? None of it's been able to work. Even pushed up, not working.
Heroic, they do look like the more nervous team right now, which is not how it's meant to be playing out, right? One of the advantages of having already been in the major grand finals is that you're not supposed to be showing those nerves. But Heroic definitely are. Double AWP, double MP9, and this is going to be a change of pace now coming in from Gamer Legion. They want to crack right through the smoke, and Chaos, he's good for the opening once again. Tess is trying to be the hero, jumping into that sandwich position, but Chaos, the nade, the AK, he's just using every tool at his disposal right now, and he's done it once again. Cadian and Yabi fighting for this 14th round, but they need more than a miracle to get back into this one. Yeah, that MP9 is not going to be any kind of a stoppage, and Imma, he'll pick up the kill. Cadian on his own, running away with the AWP. 9 on the side of Gamer Legion. They are so close, they can almost taste it now.
Everyone's stepping up when needed. Imma's cleared out middle on his own a number of times. These past 2 rounds, opening 2 kills for Kiaz. This one, he one-ups it. 3 initial kills. And all these fights for Heroic are just awkward. They're not in any kind of comfort positions. And if you're Gamer Legion in this round, you throw everything at the hunt. There's still time left in the bomb. Sacrifice all 4 players if that's what it takes. Get the AWP out of Cadian's hands.
It is quite literally the only tool that they're going to have in the next round. So yeah, you just sacrifice whatever you can to get this one. Bomb is going to be going up, and Kios, I think, is the only one within range that he could maybe try and hunt him down. He's certainly given it a shot, but Cadian will bring him down. So the AWP is going to be saved only barely. 9-5. Round number 15 is coming up. And Heroic, I guarantee they can feel the pressure now. Maybe early on, you have a story in the back of your mind. You think, okay, we can make it back. We've been here before. You give the war speech. You try and make sure that everyone still believes. But Heroic, they were destined to go to the grand finals. Only Gamer Legion had a different plan in mind. Cadian is fighting for this one. He's got 14 kills. He's almost catching up with mmra at the moment, but it's not enough.
Not enough from the Riflers. Have really let down Heroic's defense here today. You can recover from 5. 6 would obviously be much, much better. And this slow opening from Gamer Legion has been so effective throughout the half. They've never had to change it up.
You know, they've changed it up at their own will whenever they felt like, okay, we can throw in a fast round and then it'll catch them off guard. And that's been working too. Sue has shown everyone what kind of a leader he can be. Sure shot close here with the deagle. Good on the first, but an instant return. mmra hasn't really given up an opportunity to get a kill yet in this map. Cadian, yeah, they're going to be slowing them down on that one, but there's still 50 seconds left.
Good nade. Yeah, 50 seconds, but that might actually dissuade Gamer Legion from attacking into the A bomb site. They're going to reset on the map, and now we get a little bit of mid-round aggression from Heroic. They've controlled mid for the most of this, and actually they're giving it up entirely. They're coming over to the A bomb site. 42 seconds, and Tessis is the one in trouble. When will Heroic realize this? When do they shift another player to B? How long until they realize that A is not under attack?
Yeah, but he's starting to think about it. But Tessis is still alone. 25 seconds. If Heroic want to start the comeback, it better be now. This better be the best 5-7 of all time as they jump right down in front. Good shot on the first. He can't land the second. And now Yabi up close. 15 seconds here. Sue not ready. Grenade in hand, and Acor will take one more kill. It's still a 2 versus 2. 8 seconds on the clock, and Cadian pushing through before anyone else shows up. His teammate is still behind him. The gun barrel's going to be showing. mmra, he knows. He's got the lockdown on him. The spray on through in the 10th round. Gamer Legion. They're almost there. The second half, if they win the pistol, they might make it all the way to the grand final. We'll see how that goes after this.
There is a feeling in the air. Hesitance to acknowledge that this is a goodbye of sorts. 10 years on from the first major competition, Paris will be the last major in global offensive history. A decade with a game we have obsessed over, lost sleep over, and can't get enough of. In life, it is often remarked, we don't always know when the last time is the last time. An observation often used to remain present. But what difference would it make if you did? An art form in constant evolution, no answer or theory final. A battlefield that platforms individual perfection, while simultaneously encouraging the most elaborate cohesion. Victory, an honor reserved for just one. 16 legends begin. Only 8 will take center stage for this farewell. French Counter-Strike, a region that has generated some of the most formidable rosters and individuals in history. All eyes on the Woo. CSGO's most precise weapon and his protege share a profound gift, combined into a daunting blend for any opposition. G2 are to be feared. Every combination of 5 souls has a different feel, personality visible in their unified decision-making, an unflinching trust in their leader, backed by prodigious aim. Heroic indeed. Some players believe in luck. Simple, he believes in himself and his squad. Na'Vi tend to rise to the occasion, and there is no greater occasion than this. All 16 of our legends house players who share that same compulsion to compete. As one team overcomes adversity, the other succumbs to it. The understanding shared by these competitors is that euphoria and despair are a package deal. We, the enamored Counter-Strike fans, gather to witness who will lift Global Offensive's last major trophy. A question we will not have answered until Championship Sunday. But, like life, it is less about the destination, but the journey.
The final half is upon us. A 10-5 lead for Gamer Legion. We are about to send one of these teams home and one of them to the grand final of the last CSGO major. Gamer Legion have shocked and surprised everyone here. This is truly a legendary run that they are on right now. They just need 6 more rounds. The second half is coming up. Paris, are you ready?
Here we go, Pistol Run is live. Final half of play for one of these teams in this Paris major. Isaac, a passive defense. mmra in support, who's been absolutely incredible. He'll be tested here early.
Yes, he will be. Everything matters right now. Heroic getting here for mmra. He's deleting them all over the place. They don't stand a chance. Josh now on his own, and he will not even set foot on the bomb site. He called there to delete him. Gamer Legion, they finally win a pistol. And it is so close to putting Heroic in the grave.
What a time to get it. Man, he passes this test with flying colors. Look at this. Get out of my face, Tesses. What a disgusting display. He has put himself and his team on the Counter-Strike map. 11-5.
Yeah, brings Heroic to Tech9's. Desperate to fight back, desperate for a miracle. Something to pump them up, something that they can rally behind. I'm sure Cadian has already given them the wall speech, but so far that has not been enough. And Isaac is playing this one on his own. He's got the MP9, he's got the smoke up. You don't have to die for this one, Isaac. You can fall back. You've got mmra out on the catwalk.
Heroic can't go anywhere. They have to execute this. All 5 players in halls. They've got nobody in mid, no one towards A. And the fact that they've waited for this smoke, I think means Gamer Legion might realize what's coming. mmra's going to be fast to rotate off catwalk, and he's got an M4 at range.
Yeah, he does. He's right there. Isaac, he's going to get the early spot on. He's right down below. Oh, good spray. mmra just continuing his reign of terror into this one, and even the MP9 is doing all the work. It's a good, clean shot from Yabi, but it is too little and too late. Cadian, he'll pick up the bomb, but only lose it a second later. Isaac, rock solid on that triple defense.
Yeah, but man,
at 12.
mmra getting that first kill, the first player who can really aggress upon Isaac, is what sets him up for the triple, keeps some space in front of him. mmra up to 21 frags in this deciding map. A spectacular performance worthy of the grand finals. They're now just 4 rounds away.
One AK on Tess's, a hero AK to try and pick this one up, and that's a heroic move. In the middle, he's opened it up and taken down Suhei. How much can they build? Just one single rifle in play. The rest are all pistols. And Chaos, he's feeling a little bit of pressure now. They're going to try and hunt him down. They're coming in from every angle. The spray is good, though. It is a double, and they'll bring it back into a 3-on-3 with the bomb being planted. But Isaac, he sees the weakness. A nice, clean shot, picking up Cadian. And now it's a 2 versus 1 as Isaac will get the spray on through, no problem. It all rests on the shoulders of Tesses. They know where he is.
Bomb's not for him. He's got a challenge.
Yeah, he has to swing on this one. He has to be wise. 10-second defuser won't even make a difference. Acor will take down his countryman and put Gamer Legion at 13 rounds.
Gamer Legion has caused upsets throughout this entire tournament. They need one more to get to the grand finals, and it's looking possible. We've had 2 close maps. This one ain't close. 13-5, this is an emphatic victory thus far, and Heroic is gonna have to dig deep again. All those experiences, the world against you, the crowd in Rio wanting for failure. Heroic's got to dig from all of that to come back here. They're 8 rounds back.
This is the kind of comeback that needs a blazing hot start, right? You need somebody to show, to really embody that comeback in a single round and just prove that it can be done. They've got their backs to the wall, 13-5. And Gamer Legion, they can see the finish line right now. One good round win here, and they would have nearly done it already. I like this. Acore aggressive up in the hallway. Trained on that corner with the AWP. Shush. Something in him tells him not to peek that corner, and he's going to fall back from it.
It's not worth it. He's not the action man at this moment. Oh, good damage done, but mmmra commits himself to the fight. Dropped by Tesses. He's had a couple nice headshots to open this up, but that alone is not going to do it. Cadian slides into position on Catwalk, and Shush now might be a little frisky. Oh,
that's close, real close. But if you know the op is on that side, I mean, you could be tempted to go to the B-bomb side, because at least you know you're not going to be running into it there. Chaos is going to be found in the middle. Cadian, he's good in that one. Isaac and Sue, the crossfire. Is it going to be enough? Well, the early spray, certainly convincing. And actually, Heroic, they decide, you know what? We're not feeling comfortable at all.
Yeah, they're calling that bad boy off. Over towards Khan. Suhei's going to be here, and Acore still in a very safe position up in Palace. Will Heroic be able to read this?
Are you expecting him to still be here after all this time? It's obviously in the back of their mind somewhere. Sue, that's an easy pickup. Acore with a kill. Cadian, good on the flick. We'll put a pause to the madness for just a second. 30 of them left as well. 2 versus 2 here at the spray at range. Cadian, he has to come off the bomb. He's so worried about getting locked down. Wide swing. Acore, that's a ballsy play. He might go for it again here. Cadian on his own back here, and he can't escape the bomb site, surely. 6 health left. And this might be what holds on to the semi-final for them. If they want to start the comeback, it has to start with a huge clutch right now. He's trained on the angle, but it doesn't matter. Isaac, wide swing instead, and Gamer Legion at 14.
That position from Acore is so strong. And it felt like Heroic had a real advantage at the B-bomb site, but they get scared away after just 1 kill. Look at the battle just to get into this bomb site. Every step is challenged. Gamer Legion, complete belief. 2 rounds away.
And look at how quiet they've fallen, Heroic. They are so silent on that side right now. The pressure is on. Nice shot from Acore. Blows Cadian out of the sky. And makes it a quick 4-on-5 here to begin the round with.
Oh, they're landed on thick now. This is a Gamer Legion that is not going to let this one slip away.
Oh, a little bit of a peek up maybe. Jabby good for the double, certainly. Even if Acore, I don't even know how, but he won the fight against down in the underpass. So it's still a 3-on-3. Yabby will continue. Again, somebody has to be that person to step it up. Yabby now with a quad kill, looking to try and see if he can get the ace, but certainly he's already won the round for his team.
Yeah.
That's the kind of performance, but you gotta think it's too late, right? This is gonna be a 14-6 scoreline. They basically need a 10-round comeback after this one.
Shush wants to take the last AK away. Yabby not thinking about the ace that you mentioned. He's thinking about winning the round. Nobody is too committed to the hunt, but they've got him boxed in. And bang, Shush finds him right at the end, 14-6. You wanted a round out of an individual from Heroic to get this off, to get this comeback underway. That might be it from Yabby. We'll have to find out. Heroic's gonna have to find out if this delivers them the energy they so desperately need. Timeout from Gamer Legion.
Yeah, and mmmra, he's so fired up behind this. He's, I'm going to jump through the murder hole. I'm going to try and do it anyway. Obviously, you can get a better jump than the one that he got, but at the end of the day, probably didn't need to do it. But it tells you something about the kind of mood that he's in. 21 kills on him. And a massive lead for Gamer Legion. You could see the look on their faces here, Heroic. They don't look anything like themselves.
Remember how this map started? The triple kill from Cadian and the pistol, taunting the camera. That's so long ago. That's been wiped off his face.
A quad kill on Jabby. It's I don't even want to call it a sign of life or some light at the end of the tunnel. It has to be a lot more than that. mmmra in the middle, immediately back. The boost up, it's a classic. And that's the only thing they really got. They got an MP9 as well. Oh, actually, Sue, he might be able to get one. The spray continues, it's great! Tess is getting blown up as well. Isaac there to pick it
now it's just all on Cadian. 1 versus 3. How did it come to this? They had nothing to work with. And yet, Gamer Legion looked better than Heroic on this one.
Ima's flanking. There's a timer on this for Cadian that he's not reading.
He's not ready for this at all. A little bit of a shot. It's Sui to take him down. 15. Gamer Legion with 1 foot in the grand final.
On the verge of it. And that face says it all. Concern and frustration. Gamer Legion is making all the plays on this map. The proactive team. They have built up so strong throughout this tournament to get to this point. Doubted every step of the way. Making believers of us all. They've got 9 chances, 9 shots to make it at the grand final. 9 chances to crush the dreams of Heroic.
And they've been playing fearless Counter-Strike even when they were behind. When they had to claw their way back, they looked so focused. Now they're playing way from the front.
Playing loose.
Yeah, they're doing whatever they want. Imma clocking in at 126 ADR. He has been an absolute god on all of the maps that we've seen out here at the semi-final.
He's been pretty quiet, all things I mean, he had the pistol round in the second half, but man, they haven't needed him yet too much in the second half. Everyone delivering.
Heroic, this is it. 9 in a row. Said Gamer Legion have 1 foot in the grand final. Well, Heroic have got 1 foot in the grave at the moment. And it's a default spread to begin with.
They've got both feet in the grave.
Yeah.
They've got to claw out.
Resurrection for Heroic is real far away at the moment. They're going to leave Stown over in the B hallways. Leave him there to lurk it through. Hope you can get an opening. Isaac and mmra are playing that double position. And looks like they could try for an A execute here.
Yeah, they have to take attention away from Stown's position. Shush to come out of halls, create some space inside the bomb site with the MAC-10. Set piece towards the A site. Kiaz dropping utility. Defensive utility to keep him dangerous and keep him alive for the moment.
Oh, look at the bomb. The bomb is actually running back through T-spawn. They're going to try and meet up with Stown. Isaac, he's still in the bomb site, and he is good for that opening kill. Now, that's going to draw Imma back. That's a huge red flag. They know what's coming. Suhei on the kill as well. And now Yabi and Cadian are showing up. Imma with the spray down. He's so good. The follow-up. He is immortal. It's just is left, and there's nothing to do.